Oh man,
Hey,
there we go.
Hey, nope.
All right,
Mine
there we
says
go. I
live.
think we're now live. All right, it's my fault. Guys.
It's a bit of lag.
There we go. We're live.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lag.
Hey, there we are.
Nice
I
live.
see it.
Anyway,
It's
all right. So
your
let's
beautiful
try this
faces.
again.
There we are.
How do you spell your last name anyway?
What's that?
How do you spell your last name?
Oh yeah, it's well, welcome to Greekness. Lellios.
L-E.
Ellios.
And yes, in fact, we are live now.
Turn that sound off.
Live and direct. All right. So, first of all, anybody who's now on YouTube, my apologies. Newbie at doing this, but hopefully this will be the last time that I'll botch it. Let's go with that. So, anyway, for everybody who's kind of jumping in, why don't we just do some introductions? Shane, why don't you start now that we are legitimately live?
Hey, yeah, sure. My name is Shane. I go by the Daft Robo on Instagram and the Facebook. You can also call me Dr. Funkenstein or Mr. Wong or any of those. This is my wife, Courtney. She's usually around. And
Hey, Courtney.
she's on Instagram. C. Irene Wong is her Instagram handle, whatever. She's also on Facebook. You can find her just under Courtney Wong if you whatever. If you're feeling froggy, it's just kind of our life. It's nothing. She's whatever. I the one I have like the builder page. She just has her own page that she just posts all this stuff and life and whatnot. We're from the Midwest of the United States, and we like to hang out and have fun. Right now, I'm working. We're going to start snapping our Four Horsemen Zaku's tonight.
Yeah, man. That's
So
great.
we can come back to that later. But yeah, I'm one of the Four Horsemen of the Mechapocalypse. You can find us on Instagram as well. We just kind of do the hashtaggy kind of thing, and we do a bi-weekly kind of stream like this where we hang out, and we're planning a build along where you get this kit, and every other week we're going to show you a technique or something along those lines, whether it be scribing or LEDs, dioramas, weathering. Like Taz is going to, so basically you're going to learn everything that all four of us know by the end of it. So you're going to have a work of art that learn all Taz's tricks, techniques, James, all his stuff. I'm gonna try to work out what kind of I want to go on a scratch build. So I'll be like handling that kind of stuff, and it'll be fun. So that's kind of what I've been got going on.
Nice. Awesome. Let's go next.
I'll go next. Why not?
Company, come on.
Max Plastic here. Hi, my name's Max. I'm addicted to plastic.
Hi, Max.
Been doing hard scale hobby or hard scale modeling for about 10 years. I've been into Gunpla for about the same. Live in Oakland, California. Raw dog to the max. No, just excited to actually meet everybody on here. George is the only person out of all of you who I've gotten to talk to. And I think it's pretty exciting to get to see some new faces and get to meet some people or talk to some that haven't got a chance to yet. So.
Outstanding. All right. Jesus, you want to go next?
Okay. Hi, my name is Jesus. I've been doing. I started doing models again last June or July as a distressor from work. I hang around with a bunch of these guys. I met a bunch of them on Instagram. So, hi. I'm not from Florida, by the way.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. John, you're up.
All right. My name is John. My Instagram page is Giorno. It's said like the pizza, basically. And I've been building models since Gundam Wings come out. But recently, what I do more than anything, because I live in Salt Lake City and it's super cold here, and I haven't been able to paint. I've been just working on illustrations and stuff like that. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah. But yeah, I grew up in the military, so I've lived all over the place. So trying to do this hobby, like I lived in a third world country, and it was like, oh, I can't get styrene sheets and like tools and stuff like that. So a lot of my methods are like whatever works.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Way to do it, man. Awesome. Thank you. Let's go to Phil.
Hey guys, I'm Phil. I build on Instagram as Phil Build Stuff. I've been working on Gunpla for like a little over a year now, like semi-seriously. I live in the Midwest. There's not that much terribly interesting about me, really. I just build robots and hang out on the internet. So, hi. How's everybody?
Hi.
I am super excited to meet everybody. This is really cool. So thanks for letting me come hang out. So.
Nice. So I've got 2 stragglers who I'm going to invite again. Let's see if I can do this.
Silver or gold?
Oh.
And gold.
And Ernesto. Let's see if that kind of helps out. So hopefully we'll get those 2 on. Then we're just waiting for James, I guess. So, and I'm George. I go by Old School Gunpla.
Wow, I'm ugly.
Woo!
That's the way to come in hot. I like it.
Whoa, man. Hey, Tom.
What's up, man?
And with the shaky camera, too, man. It's like, whoa.
Shaky cam and a kid. It's all there.
It's like this, man.
Little Blair Witch action.
Whoa. So, anyway, Old School Gunpla. I've got into the hobby 30 plus years ago, gave it up about 25 plus years ago, and then jumped back in last year. I love building the kits, but I love the community as well. And for me, Gunpla is both plastic model building as well as community. So it's a great group of people. I'm excited to be here and what I got to say for myself. But I want quick time out. We do want one shout out to John. John, your artwork is amazing, dude. I love the drawings. The first time you made that Gundam head on that leisure suit guy was just blew me away. So awesome, man.
Thank you.
So, all right. So let's get Tom. Tom, introduce yourself, my friend.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Zaku 2. I am definitely a huge Zaku guy. And actually doing a VF1D right now from 1983. It's kind of killing me.
Yeehaw.
But, I've been in Gunpla for a little over 3 years now. About a year and a half ago, I started doing some customs, doing some airbrushing, starting to enter a few contests, playing around. When I was a kid, I used to do the Robotech thing, probably like everybody else here. Used to build cars and all that kind of stuff. And I'm a noob. You guys are all gurus. I love watching you guys.
Who are you calling a guru?
But come on, man.
I know, man.
I know my name is Jesus, but come on.
He beat everybody else to the joke.
This guy.
All right, so
Yeah.
weird. I'm waiting for Ern to jump in. If he makes it in, but okay, awesome. So we got some brief introductions from everybody. Just a couple guys who haven't made it in, but hopefully they'll catch up with us soon. Anyway, just wanted to see, so how's everybody doing? What's going on today and what you guys currently working on?
Well, I'll go first.
Awesome.
I went to the build meetup for the IPMS Orlando to get info about them and see what they're doing. And I'll know more Monday because they have their normal meeting Monday. And they were asking a lot of questions about the Gundam people, all the youngsters. And I told them, well, all you have to do is come a build day for us and just sit down, buy a model, bring your tool, and you see what we're all about. Yeah. Because I think They were building models there, but I think most of the models were older than me, and I'm 45.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Bro.
and right now I'm working on an SD Grandpa.
SD Grandpa, love it.
Awesome.
Mr. Grandpa, which one? The
The cross silhouette.
cross silhouette?
Yeah,
Are
man.
you gonna do the cross silhouette frame, or you gonna keep the SD frame?
No, I was able to get the one that comes with the cross silhouette frame.
Oh, you lucky bastard!
Yeah, frames are not. I haven't been able to find a frame.
Yeah, I bought one thinking it was gonna be the cross silhouette. It had the cross silhouette frame, and it didn't. So I like working with it.
No, yeah. There's some of them that don't have the frame, and some of them that do.
Mhm.
So the hard part is finding the frame.
Well, I tell you, I just got one today in the mail from you.
Oh, you got a white one.
Look at you,
Well, it's
fancy.
painted anyway, so who gives a fuck what color it is? But the gray one they were out of. So, I mean, you can't find the gray one. I don't even think.
Yeah, it's really hard. Really hard to find the gray one.
So I think I'm gonna do my Zaku with the cross silhouette frame.
Right on. I haven't actually seen one of those with a frame in it yet, so that'll be cool.
Oh, give me a second. I'll be right back.
Sounds good, dude.
Jesus is on it.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of those silhouette frames. Just kind of like it with the little stubby self that it is. But that's just me.
Well, I just built a regular, like an older 2004 SD Zaku. Snapped it up because I was waiting for this one to come. They're really stubby. More stubby than the cross silhouette. Even the SD version of the cross silhouette.
Yeah.
Regular SD. Jesus. Regular SD is way squattier. That's my dog.
Our dog is
hacking
over
over
here.
Well, we hear all the time.
I got a whole squad of the old SDs, man. I love them.
This is the cycle. This is the cycle with the frame on.
Hey, look at you.
Nice.
It's just about a half an inch taller than the non-frame.
Does it give it any much articulation at all?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Doesn't really matter. I just kind of want mine to be different a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, the real question is, can it break dance? That's all
Yeah,
anybody really wants to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it can also explode if you throw it hard enough against the wall.
I can see that.
That's awesome. All right, who wants to go next? Don't make me go.
No one, no.
It's your show, George.
It is my show.
It is my show.
Shane said that we were working on our little Zakus, but
But
we're not.
We're not even.
I don't really know why he said that.
I
We're
don't know.
not.
I was going. I want to start.
Oh, I'm
I'm
seeing
working
a
on my
bunch of
dude.
plot.
Courtney's working on her
My
Nozaku boy.
I know Zaku Boy Goose, and I just got rid of my seam lines, and I'm sanding it.
Nice. I can't wait to see that when it's done, Courtney. When you posted, I know I sent you a DM afterward, but the mustache that you had on that thing, as soon as I saw it, it's like, of course it's James.
It's James. Why not? It needs to be a James Zaku Boy.
So
Wow. That's awesome.
She's been going back and forth with ideas. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
It's getting really silly, but you know, I mean, I've got a little diagram.
She's got a whole plan right here.
So,
oh my God, look at that.
I'm gonna make it. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see, like, he's gonna be wearing sneakers. I'm gonna have him fleshed out, and I'm gonna do tattoos. There's gonna be purple shorts, but I'm not gonna actually make shorts. I'm just gonna paint those, wherever those lines are. But
yeah, the lines are just demarcation of color. So it's gonna be. He's gonna color it.
He's gonna have a wallet chain. I mean, it's gonna be hopefully really.
So
cool.
she's gonna take full color.
Is James going for his wallet chain?
2019.
Wallet chain. Wallet chain. He's gonna have.
I picked up my finger.
Courtney's got a little mock-up. She'll show you. It's pretty cool. Oh, speak of the devil. Speak of the bastard.
There it is.
Hey, James.
1 second.
We're talking about Nozaku boy. Courtney's Nozaku boy.
That guy's an asshole.
Gotta let that dry.
Can you guys see that at all?
Gotta change it.
He's got his wallet chain.
Yeah, that's there.
So James, here's the diagram.
1 sec.
What I missed?
Hold on.
I'm so excited.
I'm just trying to get my camera and shit set up properly first.
So can you hear me, James?
Sorry, I was just in the process of uploading a video to the Four Horsemen about the build along shit to the YouTubes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Sweet. Sorry, I just had to put on headphones so it was quieter.
I'll just ask you.
What are you making?
I'm actually working on the I'm scratch building with wing for the Gabaldi that I'm working on for the Four Horsemen build along. So
Yeah, right.
I've got basically these are going to be I'm making 2 of them too. So I'm doing all of these modifications twice.
This isn't the build along.
This isn't the build along. This is the
swap.
build swap. Okay, we're doing all kinds of shit. Okay, so
Yeah. Sorry.
basically the premise of this is the 4 of us are each building the same kit, and then the 4 of us are going to trade them to keep. So, like,
Is this the Garibaldi build?
this
Yeah,
is the
the
Gabaldi.
Gabaldi build.
Yeah. So I'll be turning this into this.
Nice.
So
He's gonna do it twice.
but I'm doing it twice because I couldn't make this and then like if I like it so much I couldn't send it away. So I have to make 2 so I can keep it.
Of
Right.
course.
So I literally these are the first 4 pieces of this right here. That's it.
Nice.
That's where I'm at.
All right. Let's get the 2 new guys who just jumped in to introduce themselves. James and Aaron, once you guys go to it.
Me?
Kick it, James.
Oh, sorry. Don't mind me. Well, I'm James, or No Zaku Boy. You may remember me from YouTubes and Instagrams. I build stuff and things.
You may remember me.
Never heard of him. Who is he?
Oh shit, sorry. I didn't realize we were live already. That's kind of weird. I was not expecting such a thing.
I never expected.
See, if James not steering the horse, he doesn't understand. It's all good.
Yeah, when I'm like not in control, it's confusing and foreign to me.
What is this? I don't know how this works.
Oh, by the way,
We literally just uploaded a video using YouTube.
Right?
Yeah, I know, right?
so
Oh,
before
well,
you jumped in, we were trying to figure out how to work this fucking thing.
No, we were going, where is James? Because George couldn't figure out how to do it. And we're like, and they're asking, I'm like, I don't know. I literally just show up and James said,
Right. James.
I thought it was like starting at 2, so I'm like, oh, I got half an hour before it starts, whatever.
yeah, James likes us to be on like 20 minutes before and have us all set up and
You gotta iron out bugs.
Oh,
man.
somebody's professional. All
he's
right.
like, are you guys ready yet? I'm like, God, it's like 22
Have
minutes.
you done this before?
Alrighty. Aaron, why don't you do the intros?
What am I? What? Sorry, George, I didn't hear you.
Introduce yourself, my friend.
Oh, hey guys. I'm Aaron the Fern. Also, pretty much running just the Drop GMP right now as far as my Gunpla page. Definitely know a whole bunch of these guys, you know, by reputation and by personal. Definitely know him. Great builds, good dude. James, no Zaku Boy, I've seen a lot of your work, man. Never met you in person, so definitely a pleasure.
It's a pleasure, man.
Jesus, going down the line here, buddy. John, also a friend of mine, great friend of mine. Zeta Plus lover. That's my boy right there. Max, what's his handle on IG?
Max Plastic.
Okay, I'm gonna have to follow that, bro. I'm sure I've heard of it.
Awesome.
You know, not trying to offend anyone.
No, man.
I'm
Nobody. No, definitely not. Right there. Come in here with like a bad rep, like a bad reputation, like we hate you. Like, damn, sorry guys. Phil builds, I know. Yeah, definitely.
Invited this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always one.
Get this guy out of here. Phil builds, obviously. I do follow him. Seeing a lot of your work, man. Good work.
Oh, thanks, man. That's super cool.
And is it 2 Zaku 2? Not familiar with that, but I will be eventually. Thank you, sir. Good meeting you.
This is a bit rough. I feel bad that my intro was so shitty, and
No,
I did like say good day to everyone.
I did the same thing. Don't worry. I'm just like,
And,
They came as hard.
and
I
George,
lied.
obviously,
I literally was gonna. Well, I did. I lied. I'm a liar.
yeah, no, and then George obviously met him through my other page, but always George, man, great supportive person, dude. Always someone that brings a positive energy, man. So that's actually a welcome addition as far as to the community. So hey, good meeting you, brother. So yeah, that's a little bit about me right now. Formerly in Denver, right now in Miami. I just finished this, which is the DJ. I haven't posted any pictures up yet, but I will eventually.
Nice.
So,
HD or
yeah, HD, yeah. HD.
Oh, nice.
So I will definitely
best.
take pictures of that eventually. But I also have a commission build that I'm doing right now for a friend of mine back in Denver, which I've been dragging ass on, and unfortunately, I'm gonna get it done this week because I feel bad about it. It's the down test type, so doing that right now. I don't have a lot. Well, the thing is, hey, when it comes to commission builds, this is my first one, so I actually wanted to see if I could. One thing I've learned though is I'm not really cut out for that. Which it sucks to say, dude. I mean, I'm not. He's given me a lot of freedom, and unfortunately, I've taken. I mean, with the whole moving thing and everything else, it's not an excuse, but I've taken way too long. He's giving me as far as freedom goes. He's like, hey, I'll paint it kind of like a similar color scheme as it comes on the manual. But I don't want any scribing. I don't want any painting. I don't want anything. I just want you to do a paint job and put some camo and then just put the stickers on it. And I'm like, stickers? No. Why? I was like, why are you making me do this? Why? He likes the way.
Just go out and
out
and buy the water slides anyway.
Yeah,
you won't even know the difference.
Yeah.
Dude, I've tried. I mean, I've looked at those. It comes like the general water slide sheet. It comes like maybe like a couple of decals. So it doesn't have any of those pinstriping ones. It doesn't have those.
I'd just take the loss and buy them myself anyway.
Yeah, for real. If your name's gonna be on it, just do it right.
Yeah, just keep the kit for yourself. Tell them to fuck off.
Jesus Christ. They already paid me, man. I can't do that. That's a personal friend of mine, though. So yeah. Unfortunately, though, he's a good dude. He's had more than a lot of patience, man. That kid's been on my shop for the last 5-6 months. So it's I've been slacking, so I'm in shit basically. That's it. I'm not even gonna make it.
Hey, Aaron, if this makes you feel better, I've had a commission literally for 2.5 years. 2.5 years, and the guy's still cool. The guy's like, yeah, whatever, and I don't even want to do it.
I get it, but I don't want to go down that road. I know we're friends, but nah, I'm not trying to emulate that, unfortunately.
I am not taking this advice.
I
mean, we're not really friends, so it's like that's not, and it's a Power Ranger, so it's like, well, how cool is that? Like, nah.
No, I mean the guy and I. The thing is, he's
careful.
Yeah.
I mean, Power Rangers are cool. Don't get me wrong. But no, I mean,
there's some super fans out there, man.
You
know what? Hey, talking about those kids, I've seen them. I don't know how they are in person though. How's the quality of those? Since you've seen them in person.
What are you talking about?
The Power Ranger kits or whatever it is.
It's actually, I'm doing a 1993 Power Ranger action figure.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Well, he gave me a Red Ranger, the action figure from 1993, and I don't know. What are you grabbing? This is what it is now.
Oh, there it is.
I'm just amazed you're still trooping along on that.
Really?
Well, literally, I did. I worked on it for 2 days last week. It's dumb. It'll just come up. I'll work 2 days on it, and I'll put it away for 3 months.
Once in a while, you just pull it out to make yourself feel bad, basically.
Exactly.
Finish that shit.
Well, literally, he got some girl pregnant and was like, "Hey, I'm having a baby." On Instagram, like, "Hey, cool." And then I'm like, "Hey, I'll try to get that done by the time your baby's done."
Baby's born.
That
didn't happen. Baby's born. Didn't happen.
That baby's gonna have babies before you.
That baby's gonna be walking. The baby's gonna be walking. Yeah. So, moral of the story: don't feel bad and don't do commission.
Just don't take commission jobs.
Well, no, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. This actually made me realize that maybe I'm not built for that, but I am willing to sell my finished kits. I'm gonna try to see how that goes. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start putting them on.
Different. I mean, that's
that's 8 of us. I'll buy it.
See,
Well, don't worry.
like,
Hey, well,
at least
I'll
people
get the
ask you
John
guys
already
to
anyway.
do.
Go
At
ahead,
least
man. I'm
people
sorry.
ask you guys to do. At least people ask you guys to do commissions. No one cares for my shit.
Yeah, right.
I think we just would know that it would be out of our price range.
Right?
I think
They're worth
learning,
it.
man.
I think buying a Van Gogh.
if someone's asking for a commission, really 90% of the time they don't realize how much it's going to cost anyway.
Yeah, true that.
Because
Time.
Because if you're asking for a commission, you're not gonna do the work yourself, and you probably have no idea what would take to get it there. So that's why you're asking someone to do it for you.
Yeah, good point.
So then when you give them that amount, and they're like, "What?" and then you're like, "Whatever." So
Yeah, I mean, I know how much I would be charging for half my shit, and people
Exactly.
would not pay that.
Exactly. I agree with you on that because I don't know. I mean, this guy gave me a certain amount of money to buy materials. And then obviously time and stuff like that, because that kit, I mean, especially the bazooka, has seam lines. You already know that. Like, it goes clamshelled. So I already cleaned that up. I cleaned the seam lines on the forearm, and then it has some on the shoulder pads. But so I have friends. Huh?
What kit is it?
The Dom Test Type Origin. The Gundam
What
Origin.
details
Dom
does
Test
he
Type.
want?
What was that?
What's like pins? He wants that white pinstriping on it.
Yeah, correct, exactly. So
I thought that came on the decal shit, the water slide stuff.
No.
Nope.
It's like a little section, like a quarter of the whole decal sheet with just numbers on it, and I'm like, come on, man, you're not making it easier for me. It's not helping. It's not helping me out.
Okay.
But no, yeah, and you're right though. I looked at it. I think maybe the ones for the Zaku 2, the Char Zaku 2 could work.
Yeah.
But I will have to buy the decal sheet.
I picked up a real great Char Zaku 2 decal sheet just because, like, literally it's just lines. It's just like white lines. So, I mean, I don't know if you could hack that up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
A bad idea.
I tend to like paint those on lines. I hate the water slides for that sort of thing. I'll take the time to just mask it and paint it most of the time.
And you have patience, bro. I can't do that. You know what? I'll tell you one thing, man. When people tell me, "Hey, you know what? You should just hand paint those things," and I'm like, "Dude, my hands are like jackhammers. I can't. I don't have patience." I'm like this, like, "Oh God, no, I can't do it." I mean, some people suggest, like, "Hey, you know, maybe use like I bought other tools. I bought the brushes. I bought the little, over 10 brushes, whatever. I try to use a freaking toothpick. My hands, I don't have the dexterity to do that. Like, I don't."
Are you ready for a hard truth about hand painting?
Yes, sir.
All those teeny tiny brushes you got aren't going to do you any good. Like, seriously, you should get like the biggest brush you can comfortably use. It'll hold way more paint. You'll get way more paint delivered per stroke, and it'll be a much neater paint job because you're using less strokes to get the paint on there. I see people go for like all the like toothpick applications and stuff. I'm just like, stop! You're making it so hard for yourself.
Well,
seriously, try something bigger. See if it works for you.
It's the same thing. I use a size 1 Winsor Newton Series 7 for everything I do.
Same here.
Like for all my miniature painting, like I use the one brush for the entire model.
Yep, I use 1s and 2s for almost everything.
Yeah, like 1s are great.
Yep.
You know what? Also, I missed something coming in, man. I came in a little bit late. What's everybody working on right now?
I think we're kind of in the middle of that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of cut everybody off. I apologize, sir. Go ahead.
No, you're right, mate. As you were. I am working on a goof, though, at the moment. I'm giving him wings.
Oh, flight type?
Flight type.
Awesome.
Very nice. Look at those details. Very nice.
We'll let's flip this camera around.
See, you just made me feel petty with all those paints you have, and I'm like, I have my little crap stand. I'm like, Jesus Christ. All right.
It's just me flexing.
There we go. Exactly. Arnold. That's nice.
I've replaced the wings now with these ones from the builder's parts. Cut the flap and have glued them in place.
Shit.
Same with all the...
Man, that thing is going to be badass when it's done.
Wow, dude.
Finished replacing all the piping. I've just like put some metal parts in, some more screws. I'm just working out the back. I'm reshaping it so it's more of a hexagonal shape. Also, like working out if I'm putting any little further details
Driving.
around.
Hey, James, if I can interrupt for a second. So those wings, where those wings come from?
So these are from the builder's parts. I've got the packet here. So I got them from this one.
Yep.
So yeah, they come like that, and I've just like cut and shut it as required. I've had these sitting around for ages, and I just didn't know what to do with them. And I was looking at the side skirt wings that came with this kit because they originally were this.
Yeah,
and they look kind of dicky.
I look at these little wings, and it's like that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
So,
Is that braided cloth on those pipes there?
No, so this is like a metal mesh chain.
Oh, okay.
So
everybody
it comes in.
Eyes on that.
That looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yay! There we go.
SMS.
It's an SMS product.
It's an SMS product they sell.
Okay.
So you can pick this shit up on like Taobao or any of the metal part detail companies generally sell this sort of thing. Like CJ Hobby, I believe, sell it as well. But I tend to use it instead of the pipes. Yeah, so it comes in silver. You can get it in silver, gold. I've seen it in red before as well.
Wow.
But yeah, it's just so inside because it's kind of flexible. I just use like a stiff wire. I don't know if you'll be able to see. So I've just used a stiff wire to run through the center of it, super glued in place. And they're the original connections. I just cut off the original piping and then just threaded the wire into that bunch of super glue.
That looks great.
See, this one reason I like this hobby, man. There's so much things to learn, so much like techniques that to put into practice that I'm just like, it's never gonna get boring. At least not to me.
Totally right.
No, absolutely right, man.
So yeah, it's just tedious work. I've been working on just the legs and shit for that long.
It's all gonna pay off though.
Right.
You know what? I don't want to take pictures of my DJ now. That's like putting me to shame. I'm like,
do it anyway, mate.
Do the thing.
So
do what I do.
This is
graphic pictures.
This is my TVW as well.
Exactly. I'm gonna take your pictures and not credit them. Put them on there.
Somebody made this. Huh?
Look what I did.
They're my bills, baby. They're my bills now. That's it.
So
like, no Zuckerberg. Who's that guy? I have no idea who that is.
Like I said, don't trust that guy. He's an asshole.
So James, are you having fun making that kit?
So much fun.
This
is by far the most fun. Like if you watched my interview I did ages ago with Scott Tiller from Gunpla Network and shit. The Goof custom I built for 17 PWC. I absolutely hated that kit and I didn't want anything to do with it. And now I'm building pretty much a similar style Goof for GBWC again, and I'm loving every second of it. This is the most fun I've had building and modifying a model in forever. So
looks great.
GBWC 2019 should be fun, although I'm running out of time because I've only got till July till the Australian GBWC.
To July, man. I'm way behind.
So
just kidding. I'm not gonna enter.
No other Australian is on right now, so they can all go fuck themselves, and we hope you win.
Sorry, Flynn.
That's all right. I've got to keep up my standard and get second place again for the third year in a row. It'll be good.
Yeah,
you bridesmaid.
It's all about consistency, really.
Consistent, man.
Yeah, consistency is key.
Give me like 3 years to enter one of those and place just like a normal entry. You know what I mean? Like we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
It's good fun.
Just have fun.
Oh no, definitely,
exactly.
Definitely.
It's if I'm enjoying this that much, and I've been having constant ideas as I've been building this thing, so I'm just like, I should do this. I should do this. Oh, this is exciting, and I'm enjoying it. So that's all that really matters.
It looks like you're having fun. So.
Yeah, man, definitely. George, what are you working on? That Macross kit, aren't you?
I'm working on the Macross kit, and it's an interesting project because as soon as I think I've gotten to a place where I'm ready to just kind of move on to painting, it's like, no, I want to add another bit of detail. So,
yeah.
But at some point, because I'm trying to get it done before the end of the month, but a couple nights ago, I was looking at, I don't remember who I was mentioning this to. I think it might have been German Gunpla dude. So on the head on the destroyed phalanx, there's a couple of kits out there that have this sort of this V line on its head. And I was really impressed with that. And it's like, ooh, see if my part has it. It doesn't. So it's like, oh, I guess I'm going to be doing some plot plate on that. And I looked at some other areas, and it's like, okay, I guess I'm going to be doing some scribing. So it's my first time actually scribing. The plastic's been fighting me a little bit because it's a little brittle, but I will say, kind of like what James has been saying, that kit's been like busting my balls, but I've loved every minute of it. Every minute. It's been a blast to work on it. So,
so it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. If it weren't fun, it's like I would have just tossed it by now. And I've done that with the kit before, but not this one. This one's just been a pleasure.
Well, you get that on jobs like you'll find you'll be working on something and you're having that much fun that you just keep adding and adding and adding and adding, and you're like, oh God, I'm running out of time because I'm like doing way more than I should be doing.
Right. I mean, it's actually interesting. At what point do you actually say to yourself, okay, I got to stop and finish this friggin' thing?
You just have to turn around like
2:30 in the morning when he was about half corked.
Yeah, I was quite inebriated last night, and I think I went to bed about 3:30.
I think you're gonna make it all. But then he had a better idea that I think is going to be even better, because now I don't know. I like your idea now, James, a lot.
Yeah, George knows my GBWC build. I think everyone pretty much at this point knows what I'm doing, so I don't really care if everyone knows my idea. What are they going to do? Steal it and do it better? Good.
Well, they might get gold then, won't it?
I doubt it unless I get that, you know, that chainmail Braveheart tubing or whatever it is that you have on there.
Yeah. Oh, well, like, I don't understand people with GBWC. They're like, oh, you should hide what you're doing. I like to show people every step of the way of what I'm doing. I don't care if you can take what I do and do it better. Awesome. That's what I'm showing you guys for.
You know what it is, though, dude? I admire that for the fact that, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's like whenever I do a kit, I look for inspiration online. Like, I mean, obviously not copy somebody's work, but at least just sort of get inspiration or ideas of something they've done to it, and you can do something similar.
Oh man, copy away. You know how much I've copied off other people.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you do, it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work. You got to do a lot of planning.
It is. Yeah.
So it's not easy, even if you copy it.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Like, with this kit, I've just been winging the whole thing. Usually I sit down and I take photos of every part and I sketch out what I want. This, I've just been slapping plastic on and just hoping for the best.
See, that's my approach. That's my approach.
Oh, that's coming out pretty bad.
That's my approach to life.
You know, actually, it's interesting that you mentioned that thing about trade secrets. First of all, I mean, our industry, sometimes a lot of the owners of the businesses tend to try to think that they got to not tell everybody what they're doing, their secret recipe. It's like there's no trade secrets in business. It's the same thing with Gunpla. I just don't think there's really anything that anybody's doing that is so unique.
It's not.
Look at model trades.
Everything that we do has been taken from another hobby or something else. Miniatures, railroads. I mean, anything we do.
Exactly.
I feel kind of bad at
this personal spin.
Dollhouses.
Imitation is flattery.
Right. I just realized there was like 11 people watching on YouTube right now.
Really?
Yeah. Hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
YouTube, what's up, guys?
Hey, Taz is here.
We're sorry about the Australia comment.
You out there, Brandon?
I don't think he missed it.
No, there's no Aussies in there, and Taz only just joined in.
Yeah, fair. All right, we're good.
We'll have to play this later on to see what we said about him.
G'day, Puru. Mecha Raiden, how are you? Puru Panic, Wichita. Good to see everyone.
Yeah, Puru, and hopefully another guy, Frank, is on. They're on, so hopefully they're following. Actually, they keep telling me look at the camera when you talk. I'm like, I am, man. What do you want me to do? Like, stare at it right in the face? Like, right here? Like,
Yeah,
get all up in it? Like, I don't want to get into my camera.
Look at me.
Exactly.
Yeah, Axel. Sorry, I just thought I'd open YouTube up and see. We love you too. We just thought I'd open up and see what was going on, see if there were people perving on it, but there are, so that's cool.
You know what? Another thing I wanted to ask you guys, because obviously there's a lot of talented builders in here. What are your goals for 2019? 3 things that you want to improve on, or that you're trying to, I guess, evolve this year.
Airbrushing. I definitely want to evolve my airbrushing. I just bought a new airbrush.
Awesome. What'd you get?
Step up my. Hold on, I get it right here.
There we go.
Just got it today.
We got to see it, huh? It didn't happen if you don't show it, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
Pixar didn't happen.
Just kidding. There we go. Oh.
What is
there we go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, went for it, man.
Yeah, awesome. That's a good choice.
I know.
I've been looking at those.
I'll tell you a funny story about that real quick. I had my airbrush for 1.5 years before I started using it because I was scared shitless that I was gonna mess up. It was, dude. It was there, and hey, I'm telling you, dude. I have an Iwata Sprint Jet with an Iwata Neo. And I have a master airbrush just for my primers and my top coats, right? It was sitting there for 1.5 years because I was just like, I didn't want to touch it. I was terrified of grabbing it, trying it, buying paint, anything. And, after dealing with it for like maybe 2.5 years, I've never looked back. Like, I would never go back to rattle cans. That's just me, though,
Oh, no. It's just no chance.
I think oh, sorry. Go on, man.
No, I was going to say, I bet every one of us was afraid of the airbrush.
Oh, dude. You know what?
When we finally did it, we loved it.
I got it from a guy. Guess what? I got it for $35.
Nice.
That's a win.
From a guy that, definitely. From a guy that was just had it laying around for 1.5 years, and he just used it to paint canvas. So he didn't really care about it. He's like, hey, I'll give it to you for $35. I'm like, okay.
So
awesome. Well, yeah, I think with the airbrushing, because when I got into airbrushing, I'd been building the models for about 3 months. When I started, I'm tried to hand paint one kit, went, no, I'm never going to be good at hand painting kits, and went out and bought an airbrush the next day. I think I was digging through a box in my cupboard for parts yesterday and found it's an old G-Self that I half hand painted. It looks terrible.
Oh man, I want to see that so bad. G-Selfs are always weird looking, and then just somebody fumbling through it would be awesome.
I love the G-Self. It's such a cool design.
Yeah.
If I could find it for sale, I would love to buy another one and build it properly now because it's such a good thing.
I'll tell you one person that I saw their build, and it's completely changed my view on that kit because I don't really care about the series Reconquerors at all. But then I saw BX Viper from GBA build it. Oh my god! I was like, okay, I need to get that kit right now. And I bought that for maybe $15. Somebody had built it. They're like, hey,
is everybody okay?
Yeah. I don't know what the hell that was.
Somebody's falling and they can't get
Somebody's destroying your chair.
Yeah, whatever it is, somebody's killing something on the other side.
James hasn't been in lots of kits.
So yeah, I got that for 15, and that's one of the kits I actually want to work on this year.
Right on. Man.
So speaking of said G-Self, I found it.
Oh fuck yeah! Let's see this thing.
There he is. Let me see. Go ahead. Oh.
Yes.
Was my attempt at hand
painting.
That's a lot better hand painting than I could do, man. I'll tell you that right now, dude.
That's that.
I've actually seen worse. I've seen a lot worse.
Beautiful.
I got to this leg and gave the fuck up. Look how thick that. Oh, gross.
No, that's pretty great.
James, what kind of paint is it?
It was a combination of Citadel and Vallejo.
Throw it in some alcohol, man.
Yeah, dude.
Literally throw it in some 99. It'll. Yep. Take that.
No, don't even do that. That keep that fucking thing, man.
Absolutely.
That is awesome. Put that right next to your newest, coolest build, just to remind yourself.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Hey Phil, you want to hear something? Yeah. I'll tell you something crazy though, man. Like I have a habit
We'll just put him in the.
of getting my old kids and oh Jesus. Let me see that. Hold on.
Yes, my child.
There we go. That's
There,
it,
now
man.
he's in the diorama.
Perfect.
Nice.
Oh shit, that was you. That's awesome.
Perfect.
That was my
Dude,
one.
I have a habit of restoring my kids, man, which is crazy. Like my friend tells me, it's like it's a waste of time. Why do you do that? I'm like, because I want to apply the skills I have now to the kids. Because when I first started, it was nothing but Sharpie. It was just like, I was using a $3 side cutter from Arbor Freight and Sharpie and a 3-set Sharpie from freaking Walmart. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I look back at it now and I'm like, I'm ashamed of myself. It's like, Jesus Christ, like you're a disgrace. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying never restore a kit. I'm just saying, like, especially if it's like your first one that you really mangled, that's just like you keep that exactly.
It's a reminder, yeah.
Oh,
100%. Like I've used, like I used to use like the top coat from Walmart, like the craft, like the Krylon.
Yeah.
So a lot of that shit melted most plastic parts.
It's not coming off anyway.
Yeah. So when I take them apart, it's like I take out the V-fin and it's like yellow on the white part. I'm like, damn. Right. I'm like,
well, it's a cool leathering technique.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you, right? So
actual physical damage.
Half of those kids are just like melted. And I'm like, do I really want to restore this? I'm like, I don't know, man. It's hard. Just buying a new one will seem a lot easier, you know? Like,
just keep going.
Taz has asked in the chat if everyone has their firsts handy. He wants to see them all.
Okay.
Yeah, he said,
You know, I actually do have one of my first kits nearby, and it looks
awesome.
terrible. That's one that I'm going to scrap and redo too, because after doing it, and it was literally the first one I airbrushed, first Gunpla I airbrushed and attempt to fill seam lines with, and I did it every which way wrong. So,
which one?
It's a Zagog.
James, what are you drinking on there, buddy? I'm kind of curious.
Me?
How it was.
I'm drinking a cider at the moment.
Nice, very nice.
Because I'm always drinking when I'm on live stream. It just is how it is.
That's what you do, man.
Streaming.
Oh, mine actually. So yeah, I have my my glass here. So.
Oh, nice. What are you drinking?
I'm having a red ale, Imperial.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've got a bottle of whiskey that I'm going to crack into any minute now.
Way ahead of you.
Who? Wait, was that Max? No.
Way ahead of you on that one.
Yeah, it's all in pieces, something I just planned on scrapping, but I think I painted this with like Model Masters, and it was my first entry into airbrushing, and I did a terrible job cutting out of the plastic and stuff, and this was 12 years ago, so
wow,
quite a while ago.
Well, let's get a better look at it now.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, yeah. So it's just single coated. I improperly.
Yeah, dude, damn, that looks actually good.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, the funny thing about it is it's actually a char version, and I painted it blue for some reason.
Dude, that's awesome.
And I didn't really care for that pink color, so I just went for that. I did a terrible job at top coating because I was figuring out top coating, so I used enamel paints for the blue and then lacquer on top, and it just like orange peeled the thing. So give it a strange texture.
Gotcha.
And then and I tried to use putty for filling seams, and it was before I learned about using plastic cement for Gunpla, and I didn't know it applied like Americanized modeling techniques were the same types of glues and stuff that work. So I just really fucked it all up. But I'm gonna redo it. I'm gonna beat the shit out of it, and I'm gonna fix it up a bit.
I have a lot of stories about that, man. I'll tell you. Like, I tried buying an I bought an F91 for my nephew, right? He didn't want to put it together. Actually, I tried to get him into the hobby when I first started, which is, says a lot. He was like 14, so I gave him like an F91 and a Wing Gundam for Christmas. And then I go back to my brother's house like 6 months later, and they're still in the freaking. They're like on his countertop, and I'm like, what the hell, man? And he's like, oh, they're too hard for me. I'm like, are you serious? Just give it to me. I'll take care of it. so then I bring it back. I start like putting stickers and all this crap on it, and I paint it. And then somehow, like, you know how supposedly like there's like the rule of like what paint you can use with what, like lacquers or you know, over whatever, acrylic over whatever. I don't know. I don't even know it. I just know not to fuck it up. So I pretty much, I'm telling you, I painted.
It's whiskey before beer. That's
There
really
we
the
go.
only
Exactly.
thing you got to worry about.
Exactly.
Red and white.
I painted the chest like a red lacquer, and then I go outside and like top coat it, and then all of a sudden I see that shit just start melting in my hand. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I was like, oh. The first thing I did was like throw it into alcohol and try to save it, and it was all like just melted. And I'm like, you know what? He's gonna get it like this either way, so I don't care. I'm just gonna stand it. And I
the battle damage kit, man.
The battle damage.
Yeah. I had a kit melt on me.
Did you?
For real?
Yeah, I put I wash my kits. I'm one of those people that go through the trouble of washing stuff.
Oh, it's a good plan.
Well,
I've never
wash
done
everything
that.
after sanding and handling it. If I'm barehanded, I'll just give everything just like one drop of soap, and I wash it in a big bucket.
I really should start doing that.
I don't know if it honestly.
We've
I don't
always
even know if it
known we're
makes a
supposed to
difference.
do that.
I don't even know if it makes a difference. I just go through all of the steps.
No, it really does.
I do too, and then sometimes I'll even put alcohol in.
Instead of washes the oils.
I have never washed a kit in my life.
Like they're clean. Like I'm not worried about it, but sometimes it's just the dust factor. I don't want to risk any blemish underneath my surfacer. So I rinsed off the kit, and I was using a blow dryer, holding it in a metal mesh screen to air it out. I was watching TV, and I wasn't paying attention, and I'm just holding the fucking hair dryer like on hot as close as I can to the metal, and I hear a noise. I hear like crinkling, and I look over at it, and it's immediately just shrinking in the thing. It was like shrinking. I was like, fuck, and I'm like, it didn't matter. Like the gun, it was
dude, where is it?
Tyrian pink one, and
ooh, the Towsy. I love that thing.
Yeah.
Let me see it
I had to buy that again. I think
battle damage, man.
Phil's just like, let me see
battle
it.
damage.
I just want to see it. That's all I want.
That's right. Let's talk more going.
Nah, you know what? Now I want to see it. Now, exactly. Everybody's right. Like they're calling for it. We demand we see this kid, sir. It's a demand now. By request.
Man, I feel rotten. Like I don't actually. I'm not saying like my shit's awesome or anything, but like I've been painting miniatures for like 25 years before I started painting Gunpla. So like my first suit wasn't that bad. Like, I can find some really shitty miniatures for you, but that's about it.
Right?
I'm pretty sure I've got a box of my old Warhammer from being like when I was 15 around.
Hell
no
yeah.
one wants to see that.
Nah, that's what I got. You want to see?
You know what? I'll show you Gunpla from 2 years ago. It looks like shit. I'll tell you that right now. It's like
before the advent of
see how that?
I got that.
How crooked that is? How it's like a hot dog now.
Yeah, man.
That's great.
Awesome.
I'm trying to find. I think I threw most of like the really bad stuff away because I could use some of it. But the gun. Oh, here it is. The gun.
There you go.
Like,
oh, everybody else shut up. So
wow, dude.
Like I looked at it. It's like
Max. Whoa, that's awesome.
If you want to make some skis,
there's got to be a way to use that. There's got to be a way to use that.
Yeah, dude, that's nice.
Oh no, I'm gonna use it. Like I saved all of my scrap plastic. Like I'll fucking use it.
Fantastic.
There you go.
But that is not my first kit. Like that's deep down the line. That was like last year.
I have no excuse for why this happened.
Oh, dude, I was so pissed at myself because I had already built the kit. I did a custom paint job, gave it for a birthday gift, and I wanted to make my own. So I hunted it down online. It was kind of hard to find, and then I melted it and had to buy another one. So I had the other one. I got it.
I love it.
So here's all the good stuff. All the good stuff's waiting.
Yeah.
So, That isn't the only kit that I've had to buy 3 times, though.
3 times?
That's dedication right
okay,
there.
I'm just going to wrap this story. George has heard it. The Wing Zero that I just finished was the 3rd kit of its kind to be bought. The first one, I thought I lost a piece, so I bought another kit, and I found the piece. After finding the piece, I gave the kit to a friend, thinking I was not going to need it. After halfway painting the model, I lost another piece and begged him to buy it back. I had to like buy his gift back from him.
Wow. Remember that kid I gave you? $20 right now.
I know it was your birthday, but man, I need that.
I was like, I didn't nothing in nothing in return. No, I offered him something else. I couldn't find myself scrap building the front skirt piece and just making it look exact. And
what was his reaction to that action? Where you're like, hey, remember that kid I gave you for your birthday?
No, he was fine. He did seem kind of like, okay, but
I guess.
But no, it wasn't a problem. It was more just the fact that I had to buy it 3 times. So I did get a discount on it, I guess. So there's that. But I finished it. But I got really mad the other night trying to take pictures of it. So,
like, Max, if you don't want to give me the kid, you can just tell me, all right? Don't worry. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. We're fine.
I do buy a lot of my kit. I'll get 2 of. Just either if I'm gonna scratch build stuff, I just want extra stuff, or if I build it, I'll probably want to redo it again. So like the gun cannon and a few other kits that I really had fun with, I'm gonna redo them. And just a different style, because I like to go by box art.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you on that, man. Like for me, I've had people tell me, like over the last 2 years, a whole bunch of people have been vocal. They're like, dude, I like the way you paint, but you need to get out of Canon paint jobs. And I'm like, why? That's the reason I buy the kit. Like I like how it looks on the box art. I just want to put my own spin on it. You know what I mean? Like that's it. Like, so I'm not offended by that. It's a great suggestion, and some I've gone and done a whole totally different paint scheme. But the reason I buy it is because I like how it looks.
Yeah,
It's
like I'm the same. I much prefer painting my things as they come out of the box art. I like recreating scenes and shit. It's generally better. Unless I did a hacking
James,
and there's no gold happening.
Like Max, how many? What was it? Fuck. I saw you had a stack of wound warts. You had like 10 of them.
What?
I'm sorry,
wound warts?
Oh, the wound warts. I have 3 of them.
Oh,
okay.
That's
not 10.
I saw like you had a stack of them.
So Max has all of them in the U.S. basically.
Yeah.
Hey, Max, Max, you want to send one? You want to send one this way, there, bro? Come on,
man. 2 of them are being kit bashed with 2 Sarah dolls. So I'm taking 2 Sarah dolls and I'm taking 2 TR6 and I'm putting them all together to make a big wasp.
That sounds like
kind of
something from my nightmares.
I put it on one of my whip highlines, but I'm gonna use like the torsos to make it elongated and the big thorax butt and use all the wings and stuff. Right now I drew it up and I've drawn up how I'm gonna build the backpacks, and I'm doing the same thing with copying other builders where I've seen the 4-armed kits. They'll have like a Zaku torso on the back of one of the frame arms girls.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking that idea and building like a wing backpack out of the TR6 and then using the Sarah doll face. And I'm just going to hack it all up and redo the face and everything on it. So, and then 1 TR6 is for me. It's just because I really do like that wound wart.
Nice.
I like the wound wart too.
Hey, John, what you got going on?
Well, we were looking up our first kits, and this is a picture of mine. I don't have it anymore, but it's one of the old Zeta Gundam. And at the time, like, Gundam Wing had come out, and I was like, Dad, I want a Gundam model. And he was like, okay. And he went to eBay and just ordered me a kit. And so I get the Zeta Gundam, and I'm like, "Oh, this thing's amazing! I can't wait for it to show up in Gundam Wing." And like,
I was like, "Come on, hero, get in there!"
Yeah.
If these guys stop crying long enough, eventually they'll get a different robot.
Exactly. A friend of mine in school told me, he's like, "No, there's a whole bunch of other ones," and he's like, "That one's from Zeta Gundam," and I was like, "Oh, okay, so that makes sense." But,
well, I mean, for a lot of us, Wing was like the first experience we had in the US.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm amazed at that. Like, I discovered, if you saw, I asked the question on my story on Instagram the other day, and it was like, what was your first kid and what got you into it? And the amount of like Wing
that was
answers I got was insane.
I like that you started running a count. That was pretty good. Wing 0 number 32. Awesome.
I think Wing is what brought it to my attention too. Just seeing it on Toonami when I was in the 8th grade, and I had seen Mobile Suit Gundam prior to that, so I had known about Gundam, but I didn't know there was models until seeing one of the early 1/44 scale no grade Wing kits, and that was probably my first kit, was a Shenlong, and it was just really bad. It was early Wing kits.
Like, was crazy because I didn't know there was. I'd like watched Gundam for years, but didn't know there was like model kits until I was watching an episode of Build Fighters Try one day, and they had
that is awesome. Yes.
And I'm like, oh, they sell models of this shit, so I jumped on eBay straight away and bought some. And congratulations, I've been, what was that, end of 2016 that was airing, 2017.
Not very long ago.
You know what? Honestly, that kind
everybody
of,
was
that sparked up the Gunpla bloom for a little bit, man. I mean, that I would say that's probably the reason it is where it is right now.
Well, it got me into it.
Yeah, I mean, Build Fighters,
got me into it.
I think it's cool, man. Like,
really?
I think I was one of the like 5 people that got or discovered Gundam because of Wing and was just completely fucking not impressed at all. Like, I was in college and like my roommates were super into it. I was just like, or not even my roommates, just guys I hung out with. I was just like, this is literally like a soap opera that occasionally has a robot in it.
Come on, don't lie.
It didn't grab me at all.
Some of it's fun.
But
it's so homoerotic, it's good.
I'm talking shit, but either way, I'm pretending like I was too cool. I was too broke to buy the model.
You're like, they're not my roommates. Like, all right, yeah.
See, my problem was when it was all like a big thing and like people were watching that shit. We were just like skateboarding, drinking, and playing in punk rock bands.
Exactly. And then like out of nowhere, a couple of years ago, I got sick, and one of those same old roommates got me this is you're going to be off work for a while present, right? And I built that thing and just like completely geeked out, and I've got a million things, and I'm watching Build Divers with my kid. That's my Gundam life now.
I'd say that's a good friend, but at the same time, it could possibly be a terrible friend, because that's like, here, have this new addiction.
For your first kit,
some of you guys might know him.
You're going to get one of the best kits in Metal Effect.
Do any of you guys know Bro Builder?
Yeah.
That's him. He was a buddy of mine in college, and then sent that thing to me.
Yeah, we love Brian. I met Brian when I went to New York.
Right on. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
You guys do hang. I know he does a Wednesday stream with Paul, but does he do like a stream with you?
No, I'm in Missouri, so like I'm completely in the wrong time zone for everyone for everything, and I work weird hours when I work. So it's like, I'm just like, I'll catch a stream if I'm home, Mm-hmm. But no, he did me a big solid sending me that kit. So
when I met Brian, he told me about you, and he told me that you guys hang out and stuff, whatnot. So and then he invited me and Courtney to hang out with him and Paul a couple weeks ago on their stream.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Where are you guys at? I know you said you were in Midwest.
Yeah, I'm in Indiana. We're in Indiana.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Steph, what are you working on, man? I'm here, like, you're busy, and I'm like,
What?
What are you working on?
Oh, I'm working on this.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that you put that already.
But I'm actually right now I've kind of built this kind of
Okay, I got it.
So I've got one. So I've got 3 sides to. Now this is just going to be the wing on the back, but I'm going to add a bunch of detail to it. So now I'm working on making the second one.
Oh, all right, nice. There you
So
go.
what I like to do is I use these 1, 2, 3 blocks, and then I get the 8mm magnets from Harbor Freight, the neodymium magnets.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And then I use it as a vise.
Oh, that's nice, man. See, I didn't think about that. That's cool.
And then what I also do when I make boxes to like kind of make them a little more beefy, I take L channel.
Fuck, sometimes you're smart, man.
Say what? Sometimes I'm smart.
Wow.
Wow.
Sometimes I'm smart.
Now
Just
again.
sometimes.
So yeah, so then I take a little pieces of the L channel that you can get. It's like this, and gluing it in there too. So I've done that to this on the inside. You might be able to see.
Oh, okay.
So that's running down. So then once I get this nice and squared, I'll just start basically doing that all around.
Nice, man. Hey,
I'll have this. I'm going to leave this bit open here because I'm not sure how I'm going to make the attachment points yet. So
I'm definitely looking forward to the finished product, man. That's actually.
Oh, it's going to be. It's one of these things that we're going to. It's going to take like I'm not. It's not a priority right now. Like so.
There's no time limit on this.
There's no time limit. Yeah, it's not like a build off. So like whenever we get them done, we're gonna like just trade them. So Gio and I are gonna send ours to Australia, and the boys are gonna send theirs to us. So
That's awesome.
at some point, I will either have James's kit or Taz's kit in my possession.
Gotcha. All right, man. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
well,
I was actually
mine's,
pretty excited to pick mine up today.
mine's almost done, but I just got to do
So
the diet.
Max, you got your notes out. You got your for the build off, build along.
I got it. I at the last second almost walked away from my local store without getting it.
Awesome, dude.
It was on my mind to go there and get it. I looked to see if they had it online, and they did. And I went down in intentions of getting it, and got distracted with some of the new Mad scribers that they got in.
Oh, no.
And then I'm like, spent a pretty penny on that. And, yeah. So,
We don't do that.
well, I needed one that was going to give me a circle guide before I used the BMC chisel, just because I didn't think I could scribe the shield to the Leo by hand.
Hey, Phil, don't stab yourself, brother. Please.
But
Don't stab yourself, please.
I just gonna need to get this
Yeah,
out
right,
my
no,
real
no,
quick.
no.
Well, we're gonna.
Slap a butterfly on it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah, I saw you standing rigorously there, and I see like the knife right there in your face. I'm like, whoa.
My life is sharp objects, dangerously close to things they shouldn't be.
That's you want to know how I got these scars? I don't think
Part
so.
of the challenge.
Chicks dig it, man. I'm not gonna get into any fights. I got to get them somehow.
I don't know what I'm going to do with the Zaku yet, but yeah, James, you're right. It's actually really fun. I just put it together within the few minutes that we've been chatting.
What you're going to do is what we're going to do. With it.
Yeah,
So,
you're going to do what
that's
we
the
got
thing.
down tell you to do, motherfucker.
Fair enough. Exactly.
Straight from Austria.
Yeah, all right. Like,
All right. Fuck.
Like, all right, hold on.
God damn it.
Right, first step is that you did. You bought the kit. We told you to. You bought it.
Damn,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I think I kind of want to do like a snow version of it.
Talk about that peer pressure, bro. What's next? Crack? You're like, hey, you want to do some crack?
Oh yeah, exactly. Pusherman, man. You got to push that shit.
You trying to do
We're
that?
going to come over here and like fight me for it.
No.
So the premise is you can do
Nobody.
what you want, Max, but we're gonna do like I'm sure the color scheme and shit will be up to you, but we have a vague. You'll be going into a very weathery, kind of dirty, mucky place by the time we're done.
Yeah, I was actually planning on doing a weathers too, but
There'll be it will be in an environment. There will be a shelter, I think.
Yeah, because it's going to go with the diorama, and like essentially the reason I'm just ripping off Taz's weathering that he shows us and his color scheme he decides on, or someone we decide on, is just so I can see how he applies his weathering techniques step by step, essentially.
He's so awesome.
Yeah,
I just want to steal his skills.
I just want to watch that guy like all day. That's like my new job.
Person, bro. Taz is awesome. Hey, talking about that, what did you guys think about that Child of Mecha's Jester that he just finished up?
Oh, fucking Jesus.
That was badass, hanging off the parachute like that.
I saw his whip months ago when he was first doing some of that plating and scribing, and I was like, man, I can't wait to see it painted.
Well, it's really when I met Brian in New York, I met Tim.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I kind of had the idea. See, Tim went silent, like right up to about a week before GBWC. I kind of knew what Tim was working on, and he kind of went silent. So I was kind of thinking he might show up. So on Friday, the first night, me and Gio are hanging out, and they had the list of contestants that were signed up to have a booth space at GBWC. And second to last was Tim. He was he was on that list. So he was hoping to get that done for 2018. Well, while I was there and met him, he showed me that base, and he had just gotten that picture done of the blur.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, "Are you fucking like?" I instantly got up. I mean, it was like he had it laminated with the panels, and then he had that blurred image right, and like it's just it's fucking awesome.
It's okay with the mom and dad, yeah.
Dude, I see some people.
Thanks for showing us up, Tim. Awesome.
It's like
I see more as
super cool.
2019, then.
Dude, it's an inspiration, and at the same time, I'm just like, why am I still doing this? Bro, I'm gonna quit right now. I'm gonna shoot myself. Like I'm never gonna get shut up.
I'm always conflicted with how much scribing I want to do, and I'm just starting to get the tools to scribe. I've always just used a hobby knife or something to fix what already scribes or panel lines are in a seam line or something, and I've known about chisels but can't get myself to break the bank on those expensive chips. But I am now.
I feel you on that.
It's like one of those things where it's like I'm like, well, I got the airbrush, I've been painting it, I know what to do, but then I need to step up the game. One of my local guys that's an inspiration to me, he's a really good modeler, and I'm showing him pictures of like my recent build, and I'm kind of like, yeah, man, look, I got it all done. He's like, it needs more detail, needs more
what an asshole.
So I'm like,
he's a dream, man.
I was like, oh, I know, but it's like one of those things where it's like my personal preference. I like the simplified, clean production line look. I don't always want the anime style, or I do like weathered, but I can never get myself to beat up a kit. I'm like, I just spent $80 on this thing. I think I'd rather just do it nice and clean and methodically.
So that should feel a little better, right?
Yeah. You know what about that, man? Sorry to cut you off here, man. I have a personal philosophy when it comes to that. It's kind of like, you know what? When you put yourself out on social media, guess what, man? Not everyone's gonna like what you build or what you put out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but they're wrong.
Exactly. I guess so.
They're always wrong.
Dude, I guess some, it's like it's either constructive criticism, like it's gonna be positive, negative, and you're gonna take the bad with the good. But at the end of the day, it's going on your shelf. So the way you want it, people are gonna have their opinions, and that's fine. You know what I mean? It also depends how they word it, because it's different when someone tells you, "Hey, you know what? Maybe next time try this or this or that. I didn't really like this. Maybe you could try this," and that's fine. But if someone completely shits on you, like, "Oh, you're a piece of shit," don't put that out there. Like, "Oh, wait a second." I mean, it all depends on how you take it.
Have you ever had anyone say that?
I agree with you.
So you're telling me I'm not supposed to just like walk up and tell people they're a piece of shit? Because that's been so far. This is why I don't have any friends.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you know what? Hey, when you put yourself out there on social media, it's like you got to take the good with the bad. If you can't, this is not the platform for you. It's very simple. That's just the way I look at it. Because no one's gonna come and save you. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, guess what? If you're happy with what you're building and the way you do, the way you, whatever you paint your kits, the way you do your kits, whatever you modify on it, it's gonna go on your shelf, on your display table, whatever it is. And as long as you're happy with it, that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're doing this for yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
unless it's a commission build, What does it
Yeah.
matter?
Correct, exactly, yeah. Because then I'd be like, oh, you suck.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Well, for me, I always get to a happy point with it. And I like to hear, I'm open for criticism. I'm open for different opinions because for me, I build it my way and with my techniques and with the knowledge that I've gained through the years. I'm not that good with social media. I'm not that good with technology. I just got the internet in 2011. It sounds really weird, but
Whoa.
I'm a flower child. I come from hippie parents. I grew up in San Francisco. I live in Oakland.
Nice.
It just wasn't really my thing. So as far as like learning techniques has come from my dad, who's an artist. My dad did chip repair on like really nice tubs and hot tubs and stuff. So I've been airbrushing since like 10, 11 years old. Messing around with stuff. I've always learned certain modeling techniques through them and stuff. But models have always been a hobby, but I never had the resource or knowledge from like online or anything to learn anything until I did get the internet and I found untranslated Japanese modeling videos. And I learned everything I know about Gunpla through non-translated Japanese modeling videos.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
You win.
Yeah, right.
Dude, okay.
Like, and so I got on Instagram last year. I've always had like a phone and stuff, but as far as like Facebook or Instagram, I've always been like, it's not my thing. Until I've been like wanting to talk about Gundams because I'm really into it. I build them. I have my case. I have my whole setup. And my girlfriend's like, you need to talk to somebody else besides me about it. So, dude, she fucking could care less. She's like, yeah, all right, go play with your toys. Go in your office and have fun.
Jesus.
So,
There's the internet. Enjoy. I love it.
I've been told that plenty of times.
So,
like, hey, are you playing with your
I'd
toys
just like
tonight?
to say, between Shane and James, when I first got on Instagram, you're one of the first people that I started following. And it was a big kickstart to get my hobby back going because I kind of just put my stuff away and I paint and do illustrations and stuff. So I've been focusing on that work. And then when I got back on Instagram and stuff and I see what everybody is doing, it got me fucking riled up. I'm like, whoo, we're doing this. I'm like, I know what I want to do. I'm like, I'm really good at this hobby and I can show it off. My only problem is like I have this extensive backlog and no proof to show my work. I mean, I have this like stupid case with what I have, but it's empty, you know. It's one of those things. I'm not really trying to show them off. But
yeah, shit.
I
Why
know.
gotta be
What a show off.
You got your whole fucking life, man.
Yeah.
I estimated by the time how I work with a kit for how long it takes me to make a fucking model. I'll be about like 70.
And that's if you don't buy another kit.
Oh, I'm done buying. I'm done buying big kits. I'm just focusing on like small HD.
You bought 3 Woundworks a freaking few months ago.
Yeah.
My goal was
Did
to
you
finish
say when you buy kits, you buy
what I'm
3?
working on. Yeah, my goal is to finish what I'm working on from my backlog, and then for this GBWC, I'm like, oh, I really want to build this kit, so I went out and bought a new one instead of just using the shit I had.
Yeah, but anyways, and it's a really great opportunity to talk to Shane and James on this because you guys watching your work and coming in your live feeds and chit chatting and stuff have been like, I can chat with these guys. Like, I kind of feel like we're doing back and forth on the text.
You don't
so it's nice to be able to chat.
It's humbling as fuck, man. So thank
it is 100%.
Yeah. Shane will say to me, he can't believe how excited people get when
like I'll go and see the screen, like I'll just be like a viewer, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's you, Dad!" I'm like, "Oh, who the fuck am I?" Like,
we're just random.
It's like, and it's fucked because Max, you've probably built like more kits than I have. You know, like it's like it's
yeah, I have no. No, I haven't.
But it's like that's the thing. It's like so Ryan, like Mr. Super Awesome, like that dude, like he's only been building for 5 months, but he's built 100 kits in 5 months. And what's fucking awesome about that is that he's excited as shit. And like I haven't built 100 kits. I probably will never build 100 kits, or not. It's going to take me a long ass time to build 100 kits because I build fucking slow as shit. But that guy can get me excited just because
he's excited.
He's excited, and then the realm of possibilities that dude hasn't even scratched the surface of like. I sent him an airbrush because I just thought, like,
it's so awesome.
I'm gonna watch this guy's head explode.
Exactly.
You're just trying to make him slow down building.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said you're just trying to make him slow down building.
Yeah.
Well, that's like I'm sure we're all the same. We'll snap build a kit and it'll sit on a shelf, and then you'll come back to it X amount of months later. I'm like, okay, I want to paint that. It's like this dude has 100 fucking blank canvases just sitting around his apartment. It's like,
I think
he could not build another kit for another fucking 5 months and still have built 100 kits. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's not about any of that shit. I mean, honestly, me and Courtney are just, I think, artistic people, and we just like to do shit. Like, Courtney's done shit I haven't seen anyone do, and she's only been doing it for a few months.
Everyone's talking about their first kit they fucked up.
Your stuff's so cool and like creative.
Yeah. I think I'm starting my first kit I'm gonna fuck up, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
Right?
Even if you fuck it up, it's gonna be awesome.
Tiny little hat.
Courtney just put a bill on this goose head.
Look at that.
Nice.
There you go.
There you go.
He's gonna
Yeah, I won't even attempt that, man. That's it. You know what the good thing about this whole community is, at least for me? You get to meet a lot of people in general that have the same interests as you do, and regardless, there's because there could be, and I'll be, first and foremost, I'll admit it. There's been, certain problems with certain people, but at the end of the day, hey, we all make up, and then we're all kind of gearing towards the same goal, man. So, it's all about just meeting people, sharing, and if you get lucky, you make great friends out of it.
Well,
I'm just here to fight on the internet, so I don't know about you guys.
About what? Awesome. I hate you, man. I'll see you around now.
You fucking suck. You're a piece of shit, Arn.
Oh my god.
I want to say I came to Instagram. I came to Instagram after being on Facebook and whatever for so long, and Facebook is the worst fucking place in the world next to Twitter.
Yeah.
And as soon as I came to Instagram, I've made more people here I consider actual friends than I made in years of Facebook. So
when it comes to that, man, I think when it comes to different platforms, and this is not singling out anybody in general, especially nobody here in this room, but it's just just giving you my personal opinion. Certain people act a different way on different platforms. So you could be a nice guy on Instagram, and you could be a total douchebag on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And unfortunately, I see that too often. But at the end of the day, I mean, hey, man, we all came from somewhere. So I think people forget that sometimes. Where you all started and you were the rookie asking questions where you seemed annoying to other people, or you think that you were trolling. Oh, this guy's trolling. He's asking stupid ass questions. But you were there one time. I think people forget that. That you should actually really be helpful.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I was always perfect.
Exactly. There we go. Exactly. You're the man, bro. Teach me, please. As long as you send me that group, bro, please. No, but I mean, honestly, it just depends. So far, I've been grateful to meet the people that I have, and everybody's been courteous, nice. It's definitely helpful. Like how you guys mentioned, Taz, great person, Tim. Justini is just top of my head. It's a whole bunch of people that I met, Team Helios that I'm part of, all great guys, and just people on the internet, like John here. I met him on Instagram, and we become actually close friends through the hobby, and then outside of it as well. Yeah. So it's a great tool for me.
Sure.
Actually, you brought up Justinius. I just want to throw out something. So Justinius actually, to me, hold what I consider to be the true spirit of a lot of people here on Instagram. He, a couple weeks ago when he was doing his airbrushing, he was doing post-shading and pre-shading.
Yeah.
And in the middle of that, somebody asked him something about photography. He's like, oh, let me go get my camera. And he just went out instantaneously. It's like he went right from his paint booth right over to his camera.
Yeah.
And he's showing photography, and it's like, well, fuck me. And that came up, he's answering them all. he is like the pinnacle of people that I respect on Instagram for doing just being really good people. Awesome builder. And I think there's a tremendous number of awesome builders out there, but those who actually then take it to, let me share my ideas, that's a different crowd. And
well, it's just cool too. Like you'll bump into somebody that's just an honest to God nerd about the shit, and that's those are the fun ones, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to find them. They're just like, oh, totally, yeah. Let me stop everything and show you how to do this completely unrelated thing, you know.
Right.
Like that's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I strive to do as well. I want to show people everything I fucking know that I possibly can,
Sure.
because at the end of the day, I learned so much off everyone else. And I didn't get like to where I am by not ripping off people. So
right,
yeah,
yeah. James, give it up, bro. Give up the secrets, man. I'm waiting right here. Come on.
Same thing.
Oh, I loved his tutorial on the review for that kit, because it's been the review that I've been looking for every time I buy a kit. I research it, and there's always like someone like Zaku Aurelius or something that I can give a shit about. Just more due to I don't care how it articulates. That's not the point for me. And I just want to know where the seams are. I want to know what stickers it has. I want to know how much work I have to go into it, because I'm a modeler and not really a collector for Gundam stuff.
True.
Yeah.
And so it was just really more information, which is like, yes, finally somebody's not sitting here talking about what theories.
The truth, bro. The truth. I respect that.
That's why I like wanted to film that review, that style, because every review I ever watched would never told me what I wanted to know about kits. The only downside is I haven't really snap built anything to film any more reviews because I've been too busy working on this.
Well, and you got shit, man. You got to do that shit.
You gotta go for the first place.
I will tell you something though, man. Like some reviewers are pretty entertaining. Like I mean, Japman's funny. He actually he's very thorough, which I like, but he doesn't prolong it, because there's other reviewers that go on for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, by the 5th minute, I'm knocked the hell out because it's boring as hell.
That's the other reason. Like I kept my review to under 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that one, brother. I'm gonna have to watch that. And I don't know if you guys have seen like Jobby the Hong. He's not a great builder. He's a good builder. And he realizes that, but it's just funny. I don't know. It's just like all the sexual innuendos make me crack up. It's hilarious. If you guys haven't seen that, guys.
What I need with my robots is more sex jokes, really.
Oh, man. I tell my girlfriend that I only buy Gundam models based on how big their cocks are.
There we go.
That's how I got the Nightingale. Let's do this.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Big appendage.
If actually you guys want to crack up, go look at his Arios and GN Archer review, and that should tell you enough when you have a chance. It is pretty funny. But, I mean, everybody has their own review. To me, I think when it comes to that, and again, dude, I'm not trying to bash anybody. There are great reviewers out there. There's also people like, some reviewers that will review stuff, and then they're a total shitbag to their audience, bro. Like, the people will comment on there asking them questions like, hey, what paint did you use? What did you do? And they're like, or even if they get criticized, like, hey, you know what, man, you kind of messed up a little bit painting this, and then they'll reply, oh, we got to edit, we got an elite painter here, this and that, go fuck yourself. And I'm like, wow, dude, that's not the way to act.
I've actually
Nice.
I do it, man.
Grammar.
Yeah,
grammar. Like, I've gotten to some. I mean, that's the thing. I've gotten into some trouble trying to correct. I'm not correct people, but especially when you're in a group of say you're invited to a group of people to hang out with, okay?
Yeah.
And then say one of those people posts a lot of stories on Instagram where there's lots of words.
Correct.
Okay? And then so I'm just, someone might be trying to portray themselves as like a business or like, what should I say? What's the word? I can't even think of the word right now, but we all know that word. What's that word?
Entrepreneur?
No, what's the influencer?
Influencer, sir.
Yeah. So, maybe we should think about where we should proofread what the fuck we're writing. So I said, hey, man, about the 10th time I saw a spelling error, I was like, hey, man, just if we're trying to be Mr. Businessman, why don't we try to read our shit before we fucking hit the post button?
All right.
And
you do
I didn't put it
realize
that way. I put it a lot nicer.
When people try to correct spelling, you just come off like an asshole online.
I don't think there's James puts one out of like James. By the way, did you know? I mean, he
grammar Nazi.
Spelled that. He's like, "Fucking, I don't give a shit."
You're a grammar Nazi, man. You're a grammar Nazi. Get it right. No, I get it though. You're right, dude. I mean, I guess that's. I would understand.
It didn't come from a place of hate or anything. It came from a place like, "Hey, dude. By the way, I noticed it. If I'm the one if I noticed it." It's like if I had a fucking booger on my face. And like, hey, dude, you got a booger on your face.
Just this giant grammar booger that you need to deal with.
Like, hey, so next time you leave the house, you might want to check and see if you have a fucking booger on your face. So, I mean, that's all it is. So, literally, I've never spoken to that guy ever again since that. That was my last conversation. No response.
Friendship ruined.
Like, okay.
How to lose friends.
Whoa, dude, like,
right? Losing friends on the internet. #1.
You know what? Since we're on that topic, well, I mean, I'm gonna change the topic here real quick. Yeah. No, hey, you're right. Hey, I don't disagree with you on that though, because
English is not. If English is your second language or third language, or I know a lot of people in this hobby, English is not their first language. I mean, we're dealing with an Asian-based fucking hobby. So I mean, like. There's lots of people I know that aren't
just because,
American.
Just that's a bit rough.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, I agree with you. Hey, I wasn't born here.
Same people that are native English speakers can't speak English properly because it's not their first language. That's me.
I'm trying to all right, fine. Fuck you.
Look, the public school system has failed. Okay,
hey, I agree with you on that, though, man. I mean, hey, you're trying to be. You're suggesting. But
yeah. Whoever said, "Can I change it?" That's
all right.
Criticism.
You're suggesting, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Let me change the subject real quick. I got a question for George. What does the number 65 mean on your post?
65, the year of my birth. It was actually also going to be something else I was working on as a separate project, but it's the year of my birth.
Oh, nice. I thought it was like the amount of people you've killed.
Just keeps a tally stamp on every post.
Hey, you know what? You don't want to change. You don't want to change by asking that question. You don't want to change it to 66.
Oh my God.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
God.
Like honestly, you know what, guys?
The whole 65 thing. I had a conversation with my older daughter because I told her about the birth year bill that we're looking to do in August, and she's like,
"Oh yeah. What
are you going to do?" I'm like, I don't know. She's like, do they even have plastic models back then?
I'm not going to laugh too much because finding a kid for 1973 is not going to be easy.
Dude, you and I. So the next time I go out shopping for kits, trust me, I'm looking for kits from 65 and 73. Okay, Jesus?
so let me
guess. George, while they're on, look for one for 71.
What's that?
Look for a kit from 71.
You got it. 71 as well. All right, so
I heard about this build, and then I hopped on what was his name, the Super Mr. Awesome stream, and I was just like, I'm never gonna find anything from 79. He's like, I got one.
Yeah,
like it's totally just like shows me this little like Yamato kit from 79. I was like, awesome.
Actually, the funniest one was when somebody recently was at Bot Jakey, great kid. He's like, oh, I guess I got to find something from 2002. I'm like, well, that's going to be hard.
That's going to be hard all day long.
Hey, you know what? You're going to laugh, dude. I actually bought a EXS, like a high-grade EXS, and I'm like, you know what, man? I'm going to test my skill. And then I freaking got it, and I'm like, God, this kid's a piece of shit. Jesus Christ. But you know what? Honestly, compared to the kits that we had before, because then a friend gave me like a vintage kit, and I was like, I'm never gonna cry about another kit ever again, ever, because I just saw how bad that was, and I'm like, the amount of skill it would take to paint this, like the masking, the scene removal, all the color separation. I think it's just like a freaking statue there. It doesn't move, it has no articulation, and I'm like, yeah, I'm being a little bitch right now by crying. Like honestly, I'm just like, I should be more appreciative of what we have right now, how far technology has advanced, and what we get, because sometimes we take it for granted. You know, like
I've got one for you, George.
Let's see it. What do you got, man?
Oh, what?
Oh,
65?
There you go.
Reissue of a
literally, that's
1965
what I was
Aurora Model
thinking.
2.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I was thinking like a big, like swamp thing, or like a
Yeah, or like
Dracula
a Frankenstein kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
That
That's what I was thinking you would do.
It's gonna have to be military, so it's like
If you can track that down.
Wait. Isn't this your fucking thing, George? Why? Just make the model. Why does that have to be military?
No, I'll do anything. I don't care. It's like, let's put it this way: the likelihood of finding a Gunpla from '65.
Oh, you won't.
Existent.
Oh yeah, good.
Because it wasn't even around then.
Yeah, it started like 78.
So probably some kind of sci-fi would be awesome.
That's what I was saying. I mean, you could totally find like what's the Danger, Will Robinson, I'm sure, or whatever.
Yeah,
that might be around.
Maybe I
Hey, that's a mech, isn't it?
When was Lost in Space? When was Lost in
like
Space?
DC 2020 or whatever, and stuff like that. There's some pretty old ones.
The Earth or something.
Yeah.
You know what? Since you guys are talking about kids,
what I started on.
You know what? Let's talk about this real quick. 2 choices. I know, because I'm trying to change that shit. I've been trying to change it for the last 10 minutes. 2 choices. One master grade for 2019. One master grade, one high grade of your choice that you want to see. We'll start down the line on that one.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Master grade or high grade?
I'll start.
All right.
You gotta be a master grade?
Master grade for me, the Atlas. Master grade Verka Atlas.
This is what I want.
Okay.
And the high grade, I would say either since they're releasing the Gundam, the Sandrock, I would either like it V8 or Mercurius. 100. Oh, Revive. 144.
Okay.
Next.
What are we doing? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
I'm waiting for the HD car, Gustav Carl to show up. Finally, the local.
Okay.
Are we talking about what kit we would like to have, or what kit is coming out that we want to have?
Like in a perfect world, if you could, make Bandai produce a master grade or high grade in the next year, what would it be?
Well, an F91 that was bigger than the master grade one. I spend money for a master grade that's smaller than some of my high grades. So
that's the design of that kit. Though,
I was gonna say F91 wasn't a big suit, was it?
No,
it's the smallest gun.
Dude, it's tiny. Like it's as big as like a high grade new Gundam. The F91 master grade is as big as that. It's pretty much the same size.
Well, and scale-wise to other Gundams in the series, do they match scale for what they are in the show in comparison to other ones? Because I don't.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
so its size wouldn't be as big to a Zaku if they were to compare it in size in the anime.
Say that again. You lost me about halfway down there in that train. I don't know I fell off.
Daph, how about you, man? Actually, no, let me go down the list since I have here on my screen. One master grade, one high grade of your choice for 2019. If it was up to you.
What are we doing?
I'm saying one master grade and one high grade of your choice. If it was up to you for 2019.
The high grade would have to be an Easy 8 revive.
Okay.
The master grade would probably be. No, definitely not a high grade. Probably Kshatriya.
Kshatriya? Oh,
yeah.
100%. Why?
I'm sure that's everyone's. I mean, I would think, a Kshatriya Verka, or even a. There was another two. I was thinking of. Fucking. Yeah, that's my two. I would say.
George, how about you, bud?
So I'm actually going to probably go with Shane on that. The Kshatriya as a master grade would be a pretty killer kit.
Oh, yeah.
In HGs, I love the MSV stuff, the original stuff.
Yeah.
I would love to see this thing
it's like
as an MSV.
Nice.
Oh,
as a high grade, that's
this
nice.
To me is like one of. I love this design. I'll actually turn this because like the design on this thing is just.
Hey, George.
Yes.
Could you pop that open?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I want to see that. James, you're next on the list, brother.
I'm thinking, why don't you make it? Just take the fucking bottom parts off and just make that shit.
I would just really kill for the Thunderbolt version of the Echo.
Oh, yeah. I want that. I want a high grade of that version.
I just want this. And just in high grade or real grade for me, I don't really care for master grades. I don't build them. So whatever you guys want in a master grade, go nuts. But yeah, this in like any form, I would kill for because I want to actually recreate this in diorama form one day.
All right, so
Like
let's call that your high grade choice. What about your master grade choice?
The master grade.
You don't do
probably buy it.
James doesn't build master grades.
I don't either. Actually, I do a lot of high grades. If you guys follow me, like I do mostly high grades myself. So yeah.
Yeah, I just don't care for the size of them, really, to be honest. But I guess if I had to choose one, I don't know. Actually, it's nothing I really want that big.
What?
No.
Maybe like one of the like really fucked up G Gundams would be cool.
How about a GPO-01
Tequila Gundam
2.0?
Tequila Gundam for the win.
Oh my
Tequila
god!
Gundam, please. Yes.
I was hoping they were released on a high grade after Build Divers, man. I was excited.
Wasn't there a rumor that they were going to do like a G cell for fucking like or some shit?
See, actually, no. You know what? A G cell in master grade would be pro.
But that was announced already, wasn't it? Supposedly it won the poll. No.
Oh, it won the poll, but it's never getting made.
It'd be cool just because it wouldn't be that big.
Yeah, true.
It'd be like an MG that fits with your other stuff.
Jesus, you're next, buddy. What do you got? I don't think he heard me.
Jesus?
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Is that a high grade or master grade or high grade on that?
That's a high grade. Which one is that? It's an MSV though.
Yeah, but I'm saying what would you like it in? Because I know there's a high grade. There's a master grade.
P Bandai version of it.
There's a P Bandai anime. There's a P Bandai high grade of that, and then there's the master grade version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
So go get it. It exists.
Yeah, I've seen it. You're right. My friend has it.
Nice.
Keep going up. I don't know.
Good.
John, you're next on my list, buddy. Let's go. What do you got?
Oh, me?
Yep.
This is the kit I want. In any form. I take it RE100, whatever. It's the main Gundam from the manga. It's called École de Ciel, which is like French for flight school.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
And yeah, it seems like Bandai forgot about it because there is no version of it in anything. Like there isn't an SD, there isn't Gashapon of it, there's nothing.
Oh wow!
Because they have released the manga here in the U.S., but just never gone anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I think 11 issues of it got translated, and there's like a resin kit of the trainer GM, which is like a GM, and it doesn't even have a head. It's got like a big box on top of it. And yeah, 2 of the manga volumes had like little figures of the main character, but like there is no model of that. So I would take that in high grade or master grade.
All right. So what's another kid that you would like to see?
The final version of the Tail Rider. I forget what it's called. It's it gets captured by Neo Zeon and they turn it into something else. And it's from like the ZZ era, and it's got like a whole bunch of manipulators on its shoulders and like all kinds of other cool stuff. So
I'm about to check. You have to send me a picture of that, man, because I saw the Mark IV and the Mark V you sent me, and I was like, what the heck? I actually need to see that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of like MSV kits from like, especially the Data era that just don't have any kit version that worth sending. So.
Hey, Witchy Shar in the chat, man. I totally feel I want an MG Elmith as well. That would be
I thought that too.
Any Elmith would be. I mean, literally, I mentioned Elmith on my stream like a month ago, and then
yeah, I just saw that on the chat, man.
Yeah, that dude. Any Elmith would be an HU. It's fucking huge. I mean, so like,
yeah,
this kit's 1,550. Okay. So if that's a Gelgoog on the side,
yep.
Like MG would be huge, man. You don't want this in MG. Just give me a good HP of it.
Sure you do. It would go very well with the Dendrobium.
Nice. Max, you're next on the list, buddy. What do you got?
Probably I don't know, master grade Zoc.
Nice. Interesting.
I want that
Or-
thunder shock that can carry the ag guys in it.
Yeah, the big green thing. As far as the HG goes, I don't really know what HG I'd rather have. I don't typically go HG, and the ones that I have gone for have been pretty good for what you get. And I don't know, I guess I'd like to see maybe a ball or something.
For high grade, like a revive.
Is there already a HG ball? I could be fucking out of the loop.
There's a twin
pack, but it's not great. So
really good thing you told me because I've been wanting to buy that thing. My friend told me
a ball's a ball. They all look the same.
Yeah. Phil, you're next. Phil, you're next. Go ahead, sir.
Cool.
What do you got?
I mean, for the MG, I'm gonna just lay him out and say Kshatriya because I'm a giant Kshatriya fan. Like that's my favorite suit ever. So yeah, I've been screaming for a 1/100th Kshatriya forever. For HGs, like I don't really build a whole lot of HGs. I build a lot of SDs.
Okay.
So I'm really excited that they're doing the ground type 79, and I would be mega jazzed if they kept making like more of the 8th MS stuff. So give me like all the different Zaku variants and like an SD Opsalis would be awesome. And if I had to do an HG, I'm gonna cast my vote for Cyporian because she just really wants an HG Zakrello. So let's have one of those.
My like absolute dream kit is an RG Goof custom.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh God, yeah.
All right, moving on.
Everybody just groans and falls over.
To me, my dream kit would be a PG Goof.
PG Goof, yeah. Well, Tuzaku 2 is next up. It's
all right. See, Master Grade, I would say probably a Deep Striker.
It's already out, isn't it?
No, it's a high grade.
Oh, high grade. Okay, yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's a high grade. No, I'd like to see it probably go Master Grade.
Wow, that would
as
be
far as
cool.
a high grade goes, I'd like to see the probably the MS-18E Camphor redone.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good call.
Oh, hey, actually, I forgot a couple. James, I think we had a revive of Anexia. What do you think?
How about no?
Well, there you go.
You mean like we don't have enough freedoms and strike freedoms out there on Revive and RG and Master Grade and 2.0s? It's like, come on.
Hell no.
Look, if it ain't like you see, I don't care.
You know what I do want though? I'm not really a big Master Grade builder, but I would definitely appreciate any of the GPO 01, 03 variants, or just a Revive, like a 2.0 version of the Master Grade. Yep.
They need.
I think a 2.0 Zaku 1.
What? That's it.
Why not?
Taz just said more 135 stuff.
Yeah,
which
that
I 100% agree with. I would love to see more of the hard graph line.
Yeah.
That's my favorite shit.
What would you like to see in 135? If you could have anything in 135, what would it be?
Oh crap!
This is getting dangerous.
Just one thing.
I haven't thought that far ahead, man.
I want Solomon.
Let me build a PG first, and then I'll think about that.
Kshatriya and 135th.
Yeah, you can write it home.
Wow. I mean, this is the thing. You, as Bandai, you would have to make it something that would be affordable. So it's whatever it's got to be. It's got to be like under $150. I would think that's like the top end. So what ideally could you make and put in a box that would be labeled for $150 for retail? Go.
But that's why, I look at all the bloody what do you call it? All the hard draft stuff they've already got, all the weird vehicles, like the Xeon Wiper and stuff. There's heaps of other vehicles they could make.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they could. I mean, they could do the Magella attack tank with the thing, the whatever.
Yeah, that would be sick. Like the Dot fighter in, 135th would be cool.
It could be just like the Core Fighter set. You could have a couple guys getting in, like a pilot. That'd be cool.
Except,
they could do
Dot fighter. Boner.
They could do the mobile worker from Gundam Unicorn, the one that Bernard.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's something I would like. That literally was what I was going to build this year for my GBWC if I finished my last year. Like, I want to scratch build a 1/100, basically, what Char's driving around in. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah? Are we talking about
the Origin mobile worker?
Are we talking about the unicorn? Wait, no. Yeah, I'm talking. Wait.
I was talking about the one in unicorn.
You're talking about the little yellow ball thing?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be really fucking cool.
Yeah.
135th. What's funny is, like, what would that, could you make like a, like, how much bigger would that be from like an MG ball?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
If it's 135th, though, I guess it'd be pretty big.
Yeah.
That'd be massive.
Yeah. You know what? How about this? How about getting into something that might offend some people? You know what I mean? And not to sound bad. Again, what?
You're a piece of shit, Ern.
I am. I'm sorry, Phil. Right? No, I don't apologize. No. So, all right. How about variants of kits that you guys like get tired of seeing? Like personally, and it's not a hate towards
Ashtrays.
Yes.
Any
That's what I
Astray.
was gonna say right there. Ashtrays. Like, I'm tired of that. Like
Exias, Ashtrays, and unicorns.
Yeah, I'm with you. All three of those.
Yes.
Yep.
Nobody can argue that one.
Nope.
Because I know a lot of people were disappointed when the RE like Zaku got announced because
I don't give a shit about any of those.
You know what the most obnoxious one is? Phoenix.
Damn, Max is just with me.
Phoenix is absolutely obnoxious.
The what?
The Phoenix is absolutely obnoxious.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I watched somebody walk out of the store with that, and I was like, "Are you fucking crazy?"
Yeah, you should have slapped them.
Weirdly though, like as much as I don't like that design, the SD of it is actually kind of fun. It was fun to make.
That's what I heard too. Actually, a friend of mine's painting that right now. He told me it's a great design.
Yeah,
but
and it's small enough. I'm going to practice non-metallic metal on it because I could do that. You know? Like, yeah, it was actually.
You cannot
kind of
even touch that. You have to build it. Everything with rubber gloves. You can't touch it at all. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like for me, all right. Let's go down the list again, man. For me, yeah, I would say Ashtray. Like one kit that you pick, like one variant. For me, it's the Ashtray, Gundam Ashtray. Like I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing the PG. I'm tired of seeing
everybody's got the same answer.
Yeah.
That's all
how about you?
Ashtrays and unicorns.
Dap, go ahead, man. Go. What do you got? One kit, one variant. Go.
Oh, me?
Yes, of course.
Whoa!
Wake that shit up, bro.
You guys have taken them all, man. I mean, like, shit. Let me think. Man, I don't know. I really just hate it straight. I hate fucking 00. I like any of the Exias.
Oh, bro, you offend me right now. I'm dying right now.
00 is like
I really hate Exias, man. Like, the only Exia I think I've ever liked was Wynn's. The paint pushers. What? It's not even Exia. He only used the legs of an Exia, I believe, on his the one he did where it's like 42 Zakus, and you know what I'm talking about.
I haven't seen that.
It's like 40. I don't know if it's really 42, but I think it's something like that. There's like a bunch of Zakus, and then there's like one Gundam. Well, it's like he took a bunch of pieces and made like a scout kind of. That's the only thing I would even like have in my house that was an Exia. When we were doing this, we were doing the build along that we're planning out. Like we were trying to, like James wanted to get this kit, but like in Australia, it's hard to find. So he was like, we were really toying with the notion of doing the 00 diver, the SD one, and I was like, yeah, fuck, like I don't want to. And then like Taz actually bought it. Like he was at the the shop, and Taz bought one, and I was like,
Taz
already got one. And we're like in, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. And then James went to a different hobby store and found 2 Zakus, and I was like, buying because I don't want to fucking do that.
It's funny you say that because I remember when we participated in the build-off that we had a long time ago. I actually did the 00 Quanta, right? And I was just like, I actually do like the 00 kits, at least at that age, you know. Because let's put it this way: a lot of newer kits now, the Zeta Revive, the Zeta Plus, a whole bunch of the transformable kits have other parts. They're parts formers. And then you have the 00 kits, like, you know, like the Arios, the Kyrios. They're just like straight, like transform.
I love the Sarah V.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, and they're older kits. And I'm just like, how come they can't engineer that into the newer kits? You know what I mean?
The Zeta's transformation is like complicated.
I think a lot of it stems from the source material too. So like, I'm a UC nut, and I don't like. I just keep going back and watching the shit I've already watched because if I start watching, I mean, I'm sure Double O's great. I'm sure the mech's cool, but I'm sure I would like Exius a lot if I would watch that shit.
I tried to watch it. It's bad.
I don't know about it, so that's why like all the kits I own are like stuff I've either seen or like in the show or most. I mean, there's only a few that I've bought without knowing it from a show I've watched, right? So I'm just not into it. But if I were into the show or watched it, but I'm kind of on it. I'm kind of refusing to watch it. So
that's fine. That's fine.
If it makes you feel any better, I made myself watch Double O like 2 weeks ago. I got all the way through it because a buddy of mine is super into it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch this so I can talk to you about it finally.
Dude, there's more series.
I still hate Exius. It's okay.
You know what? Watch G Reco and then watch Gundam Age and watch Gundam Seed. See how you like that.
See, there's nothing wrong with that. Watch because I'm not into it. Like a Wing, a Wing's about as far as I get out, and like G Fighter. Like G Fighter's cool. All of that. Like that's about as far as I get off of UC.
Yeah, and I'm not shitting on anybody that likes that stuff. That's fucking awesome.
Neither am I.
Whatever you geek out on, do it.
It's like fucking Devin the Dude says. You tell your kids more. When you tell your kids no, so there's more for me, right?
Right.
Like, go buy that fucking Exia. So when you get your paycheck and you need to go buy a fucking kit, you go and you buy that Exia so that when I come in, that fucking UC shit's still there, man.
Right?
No you know what? Look, I don't disagree with you on that because obviously, you know how we were talking about earlier, Gundam Wing was got me into it, and as the years progressed and I started building more kits, I got interested in like what series they were based on. So and I would say now my favorite series in general is like 0083 Stardust Memory and Thunderbolt, all UC, and everything else is just like whatever, man. Like I go back and watch Gundam Wing and I'm like, God, this is so bad. But I just watch it for nostalgia's sake, just to hear, oh, it's a Gundam. I'm like, all right, that's it. That's all I care about.
I love the 08 MS team. The 08 MS team for me is solid. It's what got me going.
It's more realistic, dude. I like that. I appreciate it. But moving on, George, how about you, buddy? What do you got?
What was the question again? Because we got sidetracked.
Yeah, no, I know we did, and that's great.
What are we talking about?
When you can keep the conversation going like that, just to random subjects, it's good.
I love doing that instead. Yeah.
No, but as far as like what variant like that keeps getting released that you're sick of.
What? Okay, so I'm a huge Origin fan. I think that the Origin kits have been fantastic, but they're really
so nice.
Zaku. They're just about to release the fourth Char Zaku. It's like
what is that? Like, what is it even? Like, what's the difference between?
I have no idea.
He has a new hat.
I've got the two Zaku ones here, and I'm looking at them.
It's just like old Malibu Stacy.
Imagine Jiba on the chat was like, "Let me hide my Exius because there's so much hate." I'm like, "I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. That wasn't meant for you.
Don't do that."
But George, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, that's it. So it's like that's the thing that's getting me, just because I love that series, and there's just in the Origin series, what's been kind of the MSDs of what's been replacing the old MSVs, what they've been redoing.
Right.
So if you're redoing stuff, do you need to do another Zaku? Stop.
Yes.
Let's get some of the other stuff.
Okay.
Or just do the more unique Zakus, like that Psycho Zaku. Like,
How about a Zaku tank? Because I know James and I have been talking about that. The Zaku tank.
Or that. Or
you don't ever make one of those?
I want a revive F2000 Zaku.
Oh, which one?
That purple one, F2000, the F2000 variant.
Yep. From Bill, Fighter G or something like that?
Yeah. James, how about you, man? What variant are you tired of, my friend?
I think we already know the answer to this.
We do, but we want to hear it again.
The
what?
Anything 00 related, Exius can piss right off.
You guys are stabbing me in the heart right now. Jesus Christ.
Oh, they're so bad. I've got like 2 of them sitting under my desk because I've got all the RGs and shit. And
are they holding up your desk because there's so much crap?
Are you using those on foot rest?
I've painted one. I've got an SD 00 that I painted, and that was kind of fun and a learning experience, but it's still shit.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Jason, how about you, bro? What do you got? Waiting for Jesus to
stop listening to us.
I think he just worked. He's filing down, bro. He's there, concentrated. He's gonna give us a hand signals in a second. There we go.
No, I got you.
There you go.
The one I'm actually tired of seeing at the local shop is the damn unicorns.
No.
Unicorn this, unicorn that. And I like the ashtray frame, but I'm also tired of seeing them, this variation of it or that variation of it. What about
for sure.
the builder kits? It'll be easier.
Correct.
Just build the same model, but there's ashtrays. There's red, blue, gold, black.
It's all the same kit. Yeah, just different colors.
Different colors.
I mean, the black one has a gigantic head, so that's cool.
No, and I like
Wow.
the ashtrays. It's just that I'm getting tired of them.
If no, you know what you need? You need the 7-Eleven version, bro. That'll change your mind right there.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Yeah,
bro.
try to find one.
But like I'm the same. I like the look of the ashtray. It's just there's the ashtray. There's been too many releases of it,
Yeah.
and it's called an ashtray.
Yeah, called an ashtray.
The thing's ass for a reason.
Ashtray.
John, how about you, brother? What do you got?
For me, it's all the P Bandai Jagans. Like, it's like, and then they released the master grade of it, and I'm like, oh god, here we go. Like, they're gonna be like, oh, master grade P Bandai.
Oh, great! Another P Bandai. Yay! I'm not gonna spend $20 or $50, $600, $100 for a kit because it has something different.
Right. This one is blue.
Yeah, exactly.
This one looks with a different gun.
You know what? Hey, I think that's a hot topic, like especially on the forums everywhere on Facebook, that people either are complaining about it, and then you got the people accusing them of complaining about it, and they're just like, don't buy it if you don't like it, stop crying.
Well,
that's all you got. It's like you got the people that cry about it and people that are telling them to stop crying.
Like,
P Bandai to me.
Oh, I just bent right over. That's for sure.
For me, I think a P Bandai it's fine if it's just like a variant of something they've already released, but when they release a unique mold as a P Bandai kit, I feel like
that bums me out.
I cut it off from everybody else. Like the Pixie Gundam, for example, was like a unique one that I've been like waiting years for them to release, and I was like, well, I'm gonna have to buy it. And then same thing with the Pale Rider, like it's been a P Bandai release like 3 different times and video game exclusive one, and it's like, why isn't there a normal release of this thing already? Like,
I'm sorry.
What annoyed me with the Jester Cannon, like the Master Grade Jester Cannon I built, and that is such an awesome Master Grade, but it was P Bandai. I'm like, really? Yeah. Like, I know it's just, but it's like all armor add-on parts and the better weapons on the backpack. I'm like, it's so much better.
That's why I got the high grade, man. I got the high grade of that version because I don't want the Master Grade. Forget that. Like, no.
And at least
one of the few Master Grades I've built.
I got it.
They're doing.
I jumped on that shit so fast.
At least they're doing now where that P Bandai like add-on part is you can buy it separately now. So like for the V2,
you can
buy everything all over again. Like you can just buy the assault pack and
that makes a lot more sense actually. But,
see, like if they just release that shit separate, that'd be the best.
Max, what do you got, man? What variant do you get?
Well, I think I already said it. No? Or
oh no, go ahead. Whoever was talking, John. I'm sorry. We cut you off.
Well, like Bandai did that with the normal Victory, and they did the whole like little weapon pack with the core booster and everything.
Yeah, I remember.
I feel like it probably didn't sell well, and then they were like, all right, like F it, like we'll just put that stuff in P Bandai for the people who really want it. So it's like,
that makes sense. I mean, even right now with the PG 7 sword, double O riser, like they're not selling that separate. So you really, if you have the kit already, you're gonna have to buy a whole new kit.
Yeah,
pretty much, right? So, well, yeah, no, it makes sense, man.
Buying eggs in.
There you go, Max. What variant are you tired of there, sir?
I'm definitely just tired of. I'm tired of the Astrays and Axias. The 3 unicorns, Astrays, Axias. I could see less of those. I got no real problem with them in general. One of my first 1/100 scale kits was the Astray red frame, and after I gave it a horrible color scheme, fucking around with just different paints, I hated it. Like I just fucking hated it, and I've just been scrapping it for parts and using like little ends of it because it's got a lot of little detail stuff on it, which has been fun. But I ended up not liking how little armor is around it and how much frame you see, and it just feels a little thin and skimpy. and just not really my style after a while.
Gotcha, man. Makes sense. Phil, how about you, man?
I don't. Honestly, I hate to be boring, but it's the same as pretty much everybody. Like, I could handle not seeing the big three anymore. But the weird thing about that, though, is like, even though I don't like, say, like the MG or the HG versions of any of those kits, like the SDs are actually pretty cool for most of them. So, like,
I actually did
I'll
do
do that.
the SD red frame, which is funny. I built it
I've
with
got
my
that one up here,
nephew.
too.
He's 7 years old, and I figured it was kind of a easy build for his age.
Right.
And it was pretty fun. I was like, for what it was, I was like, this isn't that bad compared to what I did before. I was like, for this thing is pretty fun. Put it together within the time we've been chatting, and
yeah, no, I love those things.
I can't wait to beat it up. So,
That just sounded totally wrong. I'm sorry.
Also, one other thing, real quick.
Beat it up, not beat it off. Jesus.
John, have you got a Sele tattoo on your forearm?
Now it's time to beat off.
What's that?
Have you got a Sele tattoo on your arm? That's fucking awesome. Sorry, I thought that was really cool. Hey, look at that.
There we go.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sorry, I thought I saw that out of the corner there. It was just like,
Oh, that's a good pointing that out, man. That's pretty cool. Tuzaku, what do you got?
Oh man, that sounds like a broken record here.
Don't worry about that. That's what we're here for.
We're all on the same page, man.
Unicorns and Strays. I
guess
no more, man. Had enough. Had enough.
Like, we're done with that shit. That's it.
The problem is they keep
It should
selling.
just be all Zaku's.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, the problem is that they keep selling and selling and selling.
I think part of the problem too is every time Bandai starts a new line, they're like, "All right, we got to get the Granddaddy in there, throw the Unicorn in there, and sure, and a Stray." And it's like, well, there you go. Like, so every line that starts off, like, you get those three. Like, even with this new Gundam Universe line that's coming out, they're like, "Here's a Unicorn, here's the Granddaddy, and then like 4 other random ones." Like,
It's like a new Nintendo platform coming out.
Yeah, pretty
All
much.
Mario games to start it off with.
yeah.
You know what I did realize? Going back to our old discussion of what Master Grade you thought of, I was looking through my bits box for pieces and I realized something I would love to see in Master Grade form. I would love a Tryon 3.
Oh, right.
Which one's that?
Like this guy that had the lion chest.
Yeah,
Really?
Super Robot Fighters, yeah. It's based on the Double Zeta, right? I think.
Yeah. It's so cool.
I have to get one
like the
of those
lion and the it's so good.
If you guys, I don't know if any of you guys follow Saintism. I don't know if you guys have seen his work. He's done his paint job on that has been amazing, man. If you guys don't follow him, you should. The guy does. That's where I get my inspiration for like shading and stuff like that. That guy does amazing work.
Oh, awesome.
And he does like he just does paint jobs and like seam line removal and puts decals, but like just it's crazy how all of a sudden you can take a kit out of box and just by painting it, like you can just make it look like a totally different animal. And that guy does it every time he paints. Dude, he just painted that unicorn, that white unicorn with the blue cycle frame.
oh,
Beautiful kit.
The full armor one.
Yeah, beautiful kit, man. I was like, Jesus.
Yes, my child.
Who is this?
Saintism? The Saintism, sir.
Oh man, you've got the best name now. You get to do that every time, don't you?
There we
Yes,
go.
I
That
do.
is awesome.
But yeah, no, I mean, if you guys don't follow him, you should. Man. He's not only is he a great guy as far as paint suggestions. You ask him for any sort of advice, he'll talk to you whenever he has the chance. But his work, especially the guy takes awesome pictures. But just his paint jobs in general, top notch. Like it's
Nice.
I got a topic that I was thinking about the other night, and I was like, I wonder why Bandai doesn't do this. It's like, you imagine that making the kits different colors just makes them more expensive and adds to the price of a kit, right? But like, if they printed it on all white, and like, especially for people who paint, like that would make our job so much easier. So it's like they released like a second version of a kit. It's kind of like the Echo Gunpla they used to do, but like if there was just a way that you could buy like a white version of a kit and then you know, it knocks $5 off the price or something.
Yeah, that's
like.
the problem though, is that it wouldn't. They'd just be like special white coating version.
Maybe they could like just release a white coating version with like. If they just release it with decals, I'd be like water slides.
Yeah,
I would be so much more happy.
Well, that's the thing. If any
All
of you
they
guys
gotta do is just add water slides. That's what I would die for, because they used to, and then when they stopped, it was like, where'd the water slides go? I didn't know what the fuck happened. I'm like looking in the box, like, hey, there's no water slides in here. They used to come with them.
It's because for some reason they market like Gunpla way towards
why is it Revell
kids.
can give you water slides, but Bandai can't?
I don't know. It's because like for some reason Bandai like treat these more as toys than models. It's like a weird.
They definitely do
thing.
aim them as toys. Yeah.
So like the whole, like, it's like with the review thing of like the whole articulation. Man, once it's on your shelf, you're never moving this thing. Like,
have you seen the mega size, like RX-78 and Zaku that they have? They're like mega size versions that Bandai put out. I don't know what the scale is of them, but the directions are just like, just pop them out. Don't use these. Don't use any glue. Just pop that fucker out of the thing. And for the price, I'm like,
there's like 10 parts.
Hey, whoever just mentioned that earlier right now, like maybe what, like 10, 15 seconds ago, do you guys actually like repose your kits every once in a while, or just leave them in one pose and that's it?
All mine
I do.
are glued
Once
in
in a while.
place.
Depending on how glued my kits are, I should say, because I do end up making it solid in some areas, but I might give it a little reposition once every other dusting.
Because I put them all in a diorama, they tend to stay in one spot and never get touched again.
Yeah, once I actually finish a kit, it's usually in a diorama, so it's like, yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's importance to the articulation in that if there's a specific pose, like if you take a look at some of the older kits where you just had no joint movement.
Yeah.
So being able to do like, you know, a double bend on a knee or an elbow is a good thing. But I think you're right. I think once you're done with posing it, it's probably going to sit on your shelf and you're done.
Yeah. I like to change mine, like maybe like whenever I decide to look at it, like every couple of months, like, hey, let me change this.
That's cool.
I'm not gonna retake a picture of it, but you know what? Usually, what happens is sometimes I'll scratch it, and then I'm like, frick. Like, and I just like, okay, that just kills my whole motivation right there to do anything else. I'm like, all right, man, this sucks. You know what? How about 3 high points for all you guys for 2018 as far as building goes? I don't know if you guys mind if I start. Let's say for me, was actually placing on like some local competitions. I was always afraid to put my work out there, but then putting it like in 2 IPMS competitions and actually placing for for a smaller scale 144.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. That felt great, man. That was a great accomplishment for me. You know what I mean? Because you can have friends of yours like gassing you up, like, hey, man, you do great work, blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's like, getting it judged and actually having someone that knows what they're looking for actually think your work is decent. It's a good feeling, because sometimes we don't really look for that, that recognition, but it's actually nice to have it. You know what I mean? That's one of my, like, for that, I would count that as 2 for MDK Denver. I placed 2 of my kits, actually, one's 3rd and 2nd place.
Oh, awesome.
And my Delta Plus earlier for Commies Fest in Denver won 3rd place. But the surprising thing for me was that sometimes, I mean, and it was, I didn't get offended. It was more as in like, okay, that competition was obviously IPMS based, but Gundam wasn't their specialty. Gunpla was not like the thing they were judging for, because my kit that was fully painted, seam run removed, decal, just like custom, lost to 2 straight builds.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Which, I mean, one of the straight builds was a friend of mine, which was fine. Like, I mean, I wasn't hating on the guy, but I guess it had a quote-unquote more.
But I beat him up in the car park afterwards.
No, right? Come here, bitch. Give me your 1st place trophy. No. So, basically, like,
find your own ride home.
Yeah, he had a Astro Auth Origin. You know what I mean? The red one.
Well, we've got like our IPMS here. They finally separated the Gunpla into modified and out of box categories too.
Yeah, actually, it was just Mecha, and then they separated the Gunpla and then like the actual Mecha itself. So like you had like other kits from like other Mecha series in general, just not judged in the same category.
So my friend had the one that took first place. He was just like a straight build panel line, like Astro of Origin, and then the other guy had like a, you know, and not knocking him or anything. It's just like a you know, snap fit weathered built with like some Tamiya powder on it, and he got second place. And I mean, I didn't mind. I was just happy to place. But then a lot of people were like, "How did yours lose to that?" I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like, that's fine. I don't know what they were looking for. You know, like, this is not their forte, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? It just kind of
on that, I've judged IPMS events before, and IPMS actually have a guideline checklist that you usually fill out when you judge. So like last time I did it, like you're scoring out of X, Y, Z points, and it's like, so how well is this constructed? Is it very good? No visible seam lines, nub marks, slivered decals, and you go through all this like checklist and award out of points.
Correct.
So when you go through your list and stuff, they're not comparing one kit to another. And the problem is, so when I do the judging, I'll like look at this kit, fill out the checklist for it, then I move on to the next kit, fill out the checklist for that. So you're not actually comparing kits to kits per se, and you're just ticking boxes, and it seriously is coming down to the person judging it. Like they might look at something and go, oh well, that's an 8, but then I'll look at 2 kits later and go, oh, that's kind of shit, it's a 7 or a 6. And the more you look at kits, I find the harsher you get with your scores. So you judge the first couple, you judge probably a little bit more lenient, and then the further you get down, you start getting harsher and harsher.
So in other words, select your kits at the beginning of the line.
Yeah. You know, first you're like there 12 hours early.
Yeah, but you know what it's like? I think more people were disappointed in that than I was when I was all right with it. You know what I mean? Like the second time, I obviously placed a lot better. But everybody has their opinions when it comes to that. You know, it's like people say whether it be the presence or, you know, like, I don't know, maybe you're right. Like maybe a lot of people see a lot of flaws and stuff like that. Maybe that you don't. But at the end of the day, it's a good experience. So for me,
yeah, man, definitely.
That kind of just motivated me to just keep entering regardless, because, you know, it's fun. It's a fun experience in general.
100%.
So I would say those are 2 things. And then just the third would be, you know, something I need to actually follow up on. I know John knows about this, and so does Daft. It's like, you know, like the page I'm running right now, the Drop GMP is like a YouTube show that I started maybe like a year ago, and dude, there's so many things happening in life that I just never followed up with it. Like I have episode 2 and 3 there, like waiting for editing, and like I have the first one, and then 2 and 3, like I wanted to make it like every month, and I just been eating shit, if you want to say it for that.
Hard,
you know, yeah, it does. So my goal, at least, like, has been like, especially for this year, is not only improve on my builds, like, you know, and connect with people, but just get that done, like push it up. Because at the end of the day, no one's gonna push you to do that. I mean, only you can do it yourself. I mean, regardless, we all have lives aside from this. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know,
a reminder to publish episodes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, right? And then, but honestly, you know, it's like, I'm just grateful for the people that I met in this hobby, man. Like, you know,
100%, mate.
Yeah.
But Daft, any 3 things that stick out in your mind for 2018?
Well, I would like, as far as like me myself, I would like to just be, I'd like to get a lot of projects done. I have probably about 7 to 8 projects that are just kind of, I just need to tack up and finish up. And so this should be a good year. If I can tackle those, you know, those things down, I should be able to get a lot of projects done. But that's kind of my kind of what I'd like to do for myself in the hobby. I think with our 4 horsemen kind of momentum, I think we've got some good things planned. I think.
Sorry to interrupt you, Daft, but I think you misread the question.
Yeah, my bad. Yes, what's the question?
The question was actually like 3 things that happened last year that you are really happy about.
My bad.
Not what your plans
My bad.
Very good, man. There you go.
Someone's not paying attention.
It's been a little late, man. My brain's a little fried. Anywho, that happened last year. 3 things. Well, the 4 horsemen. How about that?
Yeah, boy.
No, it was cool. I mean, the amount of people I haven't really been in this hobby long, as far as like Instagram. So just being in the last year, just the amount of people I've met, the good times I've had, I'm just going to, I'm happy for that. I actually went to New York and went to GBWC, and that was cool. Even though I didn't enter, just doing that was cool. And I met a lot of good people. I met a lot of my, like, I wouldn't say like role models or like mentors per se, but like people I've been looking up to before I even really got into the hobby. So that was really cool. I think that's 3.
Yeah, close enough is good enough.
Either way, it's good stuff. So,
George, what do you got?
Am I the next one?
Yes, sir.
All right. 2018. The first was actually just getting back into the hobby. So just actually starting to build this monstrous backlog I've carried for 30 years. So that was a good place to start.
Right.
I think the second thing was actually discovering the Instagram community where, as I said earlier, for me, Gunpla is not just the plastic model part of it, but it is the community part of it. So being able to discover the community and work through it, I've enjoyed the shit out of this community. It's just been spectacular. And then the third thing that I would say really stood out for me was the ability to find a group of local people to do. So Tuzaku Tom is one of the guys I hang with. We're meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, buddy.
About that. So I would say that's what it is. It's getting back into the hobby and then just being part of communities.
Nice. All right. James, what do you got, man? 3 things for you, buddy.
3 things for me.
Oh my God,
last
James.
year. What's that?
It's your face again.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. I know. I got jealous. I got a headache just looking at your work, and I'm like, damn it, I'll get there one day.
Yeah. So 3 things last year. Pretty big year for me again. We'll say the first thing was I finished my Xeon base diorama and got my second place trophy at GWC.
There we go. Shiny. Very nice.
That was a very cool experience. So consistency is key, I guess.
As long as you don't take a picture in the bathroom with it, I think it'll be all right.
Nah, that's weird. It'll be the shower.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Never miss a chance for full frontal nudity.
GVWC in Australia is probably one of the funnest competitions just because of the amount of people and the amount of drinking that goes on. So it's just a big party.
Oh, let's enjoy that one day. Honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely, if you can make it down to the Australian after parties, it's a lot of karaoke, a lot of soju, a lot of and like playing sweet games with like Mr. Kawaguchi about like guessing cup sizes of girls.
What the heck? Wow. There you go.
The Gooch is a perv, who knew?
Oh, yeah. Like,
I bet you $5. He's like, yeah.
Oh, man, like, it used to be in, what was it? There used to be, wherever it was in Sydney, it used to be in Parramatta, and the only place around the, like, venue it was hosted at was the Hooters. So we used to go there and just, like, drink, like, at Hooters because there was nothing else to do. And, like, the amount of times I'd be sitting there and, like, Kawaguchi and co would just wander in and sit down and drink as well. The best time. But
he's like, if you get that wrong, you owe me a shot.
No, it's good fun time. It's hilarious. Like, a lot of drinking. But other things that happened to me last year, took up judging at IPMS events, and that was awesome learning experience. Also managed to place second in dioramas at the IPMS and took our best Bandai model of display, which was amazing. And then, like, the last thing, as probably same as a lot of people, is the amount of people and friends I've made over the last year on Instagram's amazing. I went from sort of just posting stuff and not really talking to anyone online to live streaming, and now I've got way too many people that I consider friends, which is crazy.
That's a good thing, though.
No, it's awesome. No, I love it. That's why, like, I'm glad I've switched to the Instagram community, and yeah, I've like learned so much off so many people, and it's the best. I love this shit now. It inspires me to keep building a fuck ton more than I have been.
Nice, man. Jesus, how about you, buddy? You're next on the list.
Okay, 2018. Let's see. I found somebody to watch and talk to while I can't sleep. That's Taz.
Very nice.
Actually, the thing I'm looking forward the most for this year is finally getting divorced. We started the procedures last year, but stuff happens and they drag on. So I can't wait to be divorced so I can follow my other hobby. And
quick question, man. Where are you from, man?
Originally, I'm from Puerto Rico, but I live in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, nice. Oh, so you live in the same state I do. You're 3.5 hours away from me, man. That's cool.
Oh no, I got people in Miami too. So
there you go. Look at that.
Remember, we're all cousins.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that's the thing that's been hard for me is when I see a model and then I can't find it anywhere.
What's that?
Mm-hmm.
That's really aggravating. And the thing is, the models I've been looking for are not ultra rare models either. So it's if any of you see, except for the people in Australia, the people of USA, I'm looking for an MD ground type, a Type D ground type. The RX-79 Type D ground type.
You're looking for just a master grade?
Yeah, the master grade of that one.
Yeah,
I finally found a sniper too, but
from the 08 MS team.
Yes.
Yeah, I just found that at my local. If they had one, I just built it.
Keep your eye out on online because I was able to get mine.
It's not that one.
What's that?
It's not that
this
one.
Okay.
No, it's the one that's actually cream and kind of orangey.
Yeah. The GM one.
I'm sorry, I thought you meant the 79.
Hey, Jesus, talking about that, man. You know that place, Anime Orlando? They're closing, right? You know that, right?
I don't even know what it is. I have to find out.
It's a place that sells mostly anime, but they also sell Gunpla. So they're stock until May. They're closing down in May. So from here till May, for the next 2 months, they have from 25 to 50% off. They're just trying to get rid of everything.
I'll pass by tomorrow if it's open.
Do that, dude. It's called Anime Orlando. Actually, let me double check. Let me double check for you right now.
I think it's on State Road 50 or East Colonial.
Yeah, man. But hey, it's worth checking out. But go ahead, man. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, buddy.
Oh, it's okay. I'm basically done. Oh, and another thing. If MDs are hard to find, SD kits are even worse.
Really? Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. I have to order all of mine. They none of my locals, which aren't extensive, but none of my locals have SDs. I always got to order them.
Yeah, I actually waited 2 months for one to arrive from Japan.
Nice.
Oh, I will tell you this.
I've waited about that long too.
If you can get them on Amazon, there's a lot of sellers that do free shipping. I know that it'll take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, but I've seen a lot of them where they're list price.
The thing is, those I already either I already have, or they want way too much on shipping.
Yeah.
It's I'm always looking.
Yeah, I just double check that for you, bro. It's called Anime Orlando Inc. So check that out when you have a chance.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye out for those gyms too.
Yeah. John, you're next, man.
So I graduated from my university, so that was
awesome.
Congratulations.
What were you studying, man?
I did graphic design. I got an associate's, and
cool.
Nice.
But I have no interest in actually doing graphic design. It was just to learn how to illustrate and use Photoshop and all that stuff.
You don't see all those drawings that he's putting out, man? Look at that. That's proof enough right there. Huh?
Exactly. And then, other than that, there was a kit that I've been wanting to build forever, and I just couldn't get a hold of the kit that I needed for it. And it was a kit that got released with a magazine, and it was a clear frame for the Strike High Grade. And then I found it online, and I found 2 of them, so I bought them both. Like, I was like, doesn't matter the price, get them both. And so I made this thing, which is the tall strike, and then it's got the...
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And, yeah, so... And other than that, yeah, like, I moved to Utah, like, right before 2018 started, and, you know, I just had to, like, set up my life here, so it was... You know, I got everything in order now, so that's the thing that I just did that year.
Awesome, dude.
Nice. Hey, before we kick over, one from the group basically chimed in saying Gundam Planet has a selection of recent SDs in pretty good quantities.
Yep. I just saw
Gundam
that.
Planet, USA Gundam, like they've always got, you know, whatever's current, but
yeah, but I'm looking for older kits. That's
right.
The thing.
Yeah. I gotta take a trip to USA Gundam.
So, like, there is an old ass G-Force BB, you know, whatever BB, whatever, like Easy 8. Like, I can't find that.
Yeah, I can find the 3, you know, the Akai and the other 2 that came in a triple box.
Oh, that 3-pack is crazy hard to find. Yeah,
Amphibious.
This guy right here.
What's that? Oh,
look at you, fancy.
Look at that. Yeah. Actually, talking about that, Max is next.
You know, the cool thing about this kit is it came with the extra decals for the Zoc. It came with the extra water slides.
Oh, nice.
So it has only the top 3 in there, but it came with the water slides for the Zoc.
Huh.
Zoc.
Really?
That is rad.
Well, how about you, Max?
Back when those HGs came out. So, what was the question for what?
High points of 2018.
Yeah, three high points for 2018 for you.
Finding everybody on Instagram, kind of being aware of it or getting into Instagram was kind of a cool thing. I hadn't really messed with any social media or done much with Facebook, so getting on Instagram and seeing what everybody was doing Gunpla wise. First, it was just because I was told about Instagram and did it for a personal page, and then I realized that I wanted to get a little more honed in with Gunpla and my modeling and stuff, so it was less personal and more just what I'm doing with plastic. I got my workspace put together, got my office put together.
Nice.
And my car passed smog, so that was about it.
That was a good way to finish out strong. I like that.
That's an accomplishment right there. That's actually good. You're right. I don't disagree with that. Phil, what do you got?
Oh, let's see. I don't know. I haven't really been doing this stuff all that long, guys. I just kind of got into it a little bit before 2018 started, when I was saying, when I first got sick and Brian sent me that Suzabi. But it's interesting that I hear all you guys say that, like, finding Instagram dudes or whatever was what got you more involved. But, like, for me, it was actually finding the Gunpla Builders Association, the GBA.
GBA, yeah.
Those guys are so awesome, and they're super motivating, and I got involved with those guys, and so I guess that's a big one. And then through that, I bumped into not only some of my best friends that are building and, like, people whose streams I regularly follow or whatever, but I bumped into the Gundam Guys crew out of Southern California.
Nice, yeah.
And those guys are so awesome. They're just, it's super nice and friendly. Everything about them super cool. And I was just, like, fucking around one night, and I saw that they have, like, open build nights out there. I was like, you know what? I'll get on a fucking plane and come to one of your build nights. And one of the dudes that runs that, Freddie, he was like, dude, don't fucking do that. Like, we've got this show that we do every year, and it was. Have you guys heard about SCGMC yet?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody needs to go to SCGMC. Don't fuck around. It's the coolest fucking thing ever. Like, everybody there is so nice. Like,
I would, but it's a little bit far for me.
I've almost got Flynn talked into coming up. You can come up too, goddammit. But
I think I spend my money and go to Australia.
I'm this close on Flynn. But either way, not.
Yeah, if I head back to Denver, I'm definitely going out there.
Anybody that can get to that show simply must. It's awesome. Like the judging is great. The competition's fantastic. I saw so much cool shit out there. It's awesome. But yeah, I bumped into those guys. Got to go to SCGMC. Like I didn't even compete, and I had a great time. And then I met my buddy Tex there. That I've followed her streams pretty religiously ever since then. She's one of my favorite people on the planet, and she started really at the end of last year and has kind of been rolling over into this year. This outfit called the Gunpla Girl Gang. Mm-hmm. You guys seen this hashtag on Instagram yet?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Support the shit out of this fucking thing. It's so cool. Like all these girls that have been next to Invisible, and they're all fantastic builders. That they've just she and a few other gals, Cyporian, Witchy, if she's still out there.
Yeah, she's cool, man.
Yeah.
Gunpla Garu B. They all those are people you can get a hold of if you've got any girls that that want to build or whatever. Like get them in touch with these gals because they're awesome. Their membership like quadrupled in the last week, which is insane. And then B only had like a few hundred followers a few days ago, and she just hit 1,000 today. And I don't give a shit about followers and shit like that. That doesn't matter to me. But if somebody goes from practically invisible to like on the same follower level as people of their buildability in the space of a few days, that's awesome.
No, it is, dude. It's exposure. You know what? It's like I know Tex, I know B, great people.
Yeah, and they're awesome.
And definitely, had a couple of great conversations with them. But like anything else, man, it's like hey, that I would say to me, that's something that really that I enjoy, and I definitely enjoy supporting that. Like not only that movement, but the fact is, I guess what. I like builders to get recognized.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
What it is that they're doing. So, and not to knock on anybody, but quote unquote, a whole bunch of influencers that got like a whole bunch of, followers for not really doing much. Hey, man, that's cool. Like, hey, I'm not gonna shit on you, but I will tell you how it is. I prefer that actual people that are building, doing stuff, get recognized for what it is that they do.
And that's what that's all about. Like I mean, I'm a dude that didn't really happen to me, but I just seeing what motivated nerds can do is pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
So I've really enjoyed watching that happen and trying to support it however I can, and I hope everybody else is doing the same. I got a daughter that's super into modeling, and I'd be really jazzed to think that when she comes up, like if these gals' efforts make it so it's easier for her to get involved in the hobby and not have any extra hurdles, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, you got a prime example right here. Look, all of us right now just being here together, just talking about something that we like, that we love, that we support. And some of us don't even know each other. It's the first time we've met. But, hey, man, I definitely hope to continue, all this friendship and, definitely following you guys and support your work when it comes down to it, because that's what all this is about at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, George kind of rules. Thanks for setting everything up.
Yeah, George is great.
Love you, George. This has been a great pleasure.
Zaku, you're next, buddy. What do you got?
So my first of the big three was I completed my first custom Zaku. I did a master grade Shin Matsunaga and completely took the standard custom Matsunaga kit and did my own thing with it. A lot of custom paint, a lot of custom metal work on it. And I was able to put that into the contest, and I actually placed the second place with it. My first
second
custom
place
out
for life.
took a second place with it, so I was pretty freaking stoked on it. It was also my very first completed airbrushed kit. So
nice.
Again, when I tell you I'm a noob, I'm pretty into the noob area as far as airbrushing goes.
Yeah, but you've been taking that, Tom. I've seen your work.
Thank you.
And it's super fun, right?
Oh, it's a blast.
Like you're just like, I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah,
that's it. Sky is the limit, man. So
more fun now.
Right.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, I got a new airbrush to prove that. So
cool.
Yeah, I'll be back in 1 second.
So my number two was really meeting a lot of people out in the Gunpla community this past year. I met a group of guys called the Xeon Remnants up in New Hampshire. They do a build day up there the last Sunday of every month, and they're always rolling 15, 20, 25 people at a whack. Just a bunch of local builders getting together, building a whole bunch of stuff. talking all kinds of Gunpla geek talk, and it was just it's great to meet them. And then a third thing was meeting up finally with George at a local build shop that I had been going to for about 2 years. And it's been kind of slow there, and then George and I have kind of been working on trying to ramp it up the end of last year and then into the beginning of this year, and that seems to be going in a positive track as well. So I mean, just really honing my own skills and then really getting to meet more people in the Gunpla community and really seeing how great of a community we have out here, and everybody's just willing to help each other, and it's all good times.
I agree, man. Like George, dude, is a great person. Actually, it was funny that on one of my streams, one of the guys that follows me, he lives over there where George lives, and he ended up going to one of the meets, right?
Yeah, he did. He
and I was
like within 24 hours of like, you really live in like Massachusetts? He goes, yeah. It's like, dude, we're gonna be meeting up at Gundam Pros like the next day.
Oh,
goes,
yeah.
There.
Nice.
Awesome. Awesome.
And you know what's funny about that? Like when I actually met him playing Dragon Ball on he started following me because of my Dragon Ball videos on my personal page. So he started talking to me. He's like, "Oh, I built Gunpla 2, but I've been out of the game for maybe a while. Like I haven't built anything." And then he got on the stream, and then he talked to you, and then you invited him, and that's great, dude. I'm happy that happened.
Yeah.
But moving on to another subject, I know Daphne is looking kind of serious there. That was good. The Godfather.
No, it's just getting a little late, It's getting a little late. We gotta Sundays. We don't have traditional weekends.
Definitely good to see you, though, man. It's been a while, brother.
It's been a while, man. Good to see you as well, buddy.
Yeah. So, all right, let's see. On to another topic.
Yeah. So I'm gonna split. So it was nice hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. Have a good one, man.
Everyone that I haven't met your senior face before or actually spoken with, it was great to put a face and a voice with the name and all that.
Yeah, it's good to bump into you, man.
Thank you, Daph. Good to see you again, man.
Let's do this again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Love to.
Good night, Shane. Have a good one. Say hi for us.
Have a good night, bro.
Hey, later, y'all.
All right, man. Night. All
yeah,
right.
I think I might have to bounce soon too. I've got to play some hockey.
Yeah, I'm not too far from it.
Same thing going on here. So why don't we? How about this? How about everybody toss out maybe like a last word?
Yeah, definitely.
We'll kind of call it a night and look at doing again. Good. I'd like to see if maybe we can do this once a month. I think that'd be
good, man. That's fine.
George,
man,
love it.
George, you started it out, man. Let's start with you. How about that?
No, I'm gonna go last. I want to have.
All right. You know what?
Last word.
We'll just do it the same way. I'll start. Definitely one. Yeah, that's right. There we go. I'm gonna take initiative. Now, honestly, hey, man. Great to meet you guys. For the ones I don't know, great to meet y'all guys. Hopefully, if you guys don't follow me, it's my IG name right now is the drop GMP is the drop the underscore drop underscore GMP. If you guys because the thing is, I had another page, Earn the Fern.
Right.
But a lot of my friends and a lot of followers were complaining that they're like, "Hey, you put too much memes, you put too much bullcrap. I just want to see builds." Then I'm like, damn it, all right, fine. So then, I decided to go with that. So no, that's fine, man. Like actually, some people didn't really care. Actually, some of my friends found it funny. They were like, "Hey, man, it's like you have a life." I know I do, but I understand some people just follow me to want to see Gunpla builds. So I'm just extensively focusing on that. Aside from that, man, definitely great to be here. I appreciate George for the invite, and good to meet all you guys, man.
For sure.
As well, brother. Look forward to following you.
Appreciate that.
All right, James. Take it.
James, take it off, James.
Hello.
James,
Hello.
Hello.
Me and James are having a mustache competition next.
What's that?
I said me and James are going to have a mustache competition next.
There we go.
Right, I just shaved mine off today. I didn't know.
James, James, you got to get the handlebar, bro. Tombstone style. That's it. There we go.
It will come back any minute. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know who I am, which is not many of you, I guess, I don't know who you are. No Zaku Boy on the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the YouTubes. It's just been really cool chatting with all you guys. A lot of you I've not had a chance to speak with in person, which is awesome. It's been fun. I don't know what else to really say. I will see you all soon. I hope to see you all at our next build
When is that,
along stream. So the next build along stream is the same time as this stream was next Sunday.
Yep.
Or next Saturday for you guys. Sunday for me.
Nice.
So yeah, next Saturday we're all going to have. I just uploaded a video to my YouTube channel, just doing an overview of what we're doing for the build stream as well for the first episode. That way you can just sort of watch that and not have to go back and watch the live stream to work out exactly what's going on. But aside from that, yeah, if you want to join in or hang out for a stream next Saturday night for you guys in the States, that'd be awesome.
Sweet.
Totally in.
Jesus.
Okay, me?
There we go. Yes, sir. You're on deck.
Again. Well, the only thing I have is if you're in the Orlando area, the 30th of this month, there's the build day at the local hobby shop, Colonial Hobby. And if you make it, you make it. If not, well,
Hey, you know what? Try to send me a message, man. I'll try to make it up there, dude. I'll try to drive up there. I definitely want to. I'm trying to establish something at least here, because the thing is in Denver. Sorry to cut you off real quick. In Denver, we had like a build night where we started with like maybe 5 guys and ended up turning into like maybe like 20 at most regulars. You know what I mean? It's always fun to build with people to kind of get that thing going in the community. And like here, I've been having a hard time trying to do that. So yeah, if you're going to, man, just send me a message, give me the details. I'll definitely head up there.
Give me your Instagram again because I could.
Sure, man. It's THE_DROP_GMP. The drop GMP.
Okay.
Not a lot of posts there, but I'll definitely change that soon.
TAG, right?
Yeah. TAG.
_drop.
_GMP. Nope. It's not coming out.
Hey, also, guys, if it makes it easier, you could also take a look at the story post that I put out, which I think has everybody's.
Yeah, it's got everybody.
Yeah, it's on there, bro.
Awesome. Yeah, but Jesus, go ahead, man. I'm sorry, dude.
No, don't worry about it. That was it. I'm just my life is pretty simple. I just go to work, I come back home, and I build stuff or try to paint it.
Hey, Seuss, do me a favor. Send me some information on your build day. I'm gonna try to talk about that during the next Tuesday stream.
Okay, I'll send it to you because I got a photo of it.
Thank you, my friend.
John.
All right. Yeah, my Instagram name is DozieJorno.
I'm following you already, brother. That's awesome.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm trying to put out a piece of art at least every day. I'm usually a couple days behind. I work a night shift at a factory, so every time George goes live, I'm like, I'm at work, I can't watch. I'm like, managing a machine, but
Oh, jeez, yeah.
I'm
like, every time you guys go live, I'm at work.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It works well.
Nice.
Max?
I'd just like to thank everybody for inviting me. I'd like to thank George for setting this all up and everything. It's been a great chance to meet everybody, and I'm definitely looking forward to following those who I don't already. A few of you I do. It was really great to meet everybody and get to chat and laugh, and it's been great. I can't wait for the next one. I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm okay.
Thanks, Max.
Phil.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, I was sorry, I was just zoning out on getting this thing going. It's really, really awesome to meet everybody for real. Like a lot of you guys I've already been paying attention to for a while. A couple of you I hadn't bumped into yet because I really suck at the internet, but I will be making sure to get everybody else on there tonight. I really enjoyed meeting you guys, man. Like that's been my favorite thing about all this nonsense so far. Like making nerdy shit is cool, but meeting a bunch of nerdy dudes is more fun. So
oh yeah,
it's been a good time. And George, you're cool as shit, man. Like I really enjoy like how ridiculously positive you are. Like that part of the reason I don't like the internet is because everybody's a dick. So bumping into people that aren't is awesome. So thanks for finding more guys that aren't dicks for me to talk to. Shut the fuck up.
Like, I love you, man. Shut up. Like, Jesus. Wow.
No, I really, I've really enjoyed getting to meet everybody tonight, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, definitely, man. Great hanging out with you, buddy. Zaku?
Hey, tell you it's been great meeting all you guys, and technically in person at this point, not just getting to follow you guys on Instagram. George, thank you for helping to bring us together. I look forward to talking to you guys, seeing what you guys are doing next. Maybe I can teach one of you guys something from the noob side.
Do it.
Yeah, let's do this again next month, or however we do this. But I'm totally in, and I enjoy this community. I enjoy you guys very much tonight, and yeah, let's keep doing this.
Middle of the month sounds good.
Much love.
All right, George, your show.
All right, George, it's on you.
So, I am deeply honored that we could do this, that I could meet all of you in this face-to-face fashion. I do this because I have a tremendous respect for each one of you, both as builders and as people. I've just enjoyed how all of us have interacted. I'm fortunate to be able to DM a bunch of you folks. I've followed a lot of your streams, obviously your posts, and you folks are some of the finest people I have met, certainly online. Bill, you made a very good point. There's so many dicks out there. Guys, I have no fucking time for dicks in my life. No time. So I'm spending my time trying to find the most positive people I can, and I can tell you right now, the IG Gunpla community has been the most positive group I've ever experienced, and I'm so fortunate that I've met you folks and that we were able to do this tonight. I want to give a shout out also to all the people who were able to watch this tonight.
Yeah, thanks for listening to us ramble, guys.
What's that? Oh yeah, really.
Listening to us ramble on.
Yeah. I think I might give a shout out after you're done.
Sleep is for the weak.
I've been actually kind of watching stuff on the on YouTube as well, just to see what people have been posting. And again, awesome people. They've been making some great comments. Hopefully, the next time we'll be able to participate a little bit more with their comments as well. But it's been a fantastic time, guys. I can't thank everyone enough. It's been an honor to be with you guys, and I look forward to doing it again very soon. I will keep everybody up to speed, and we'll go from there.
It's nice to meet you guys. Have a good night.
Nice to meet you guys. Have a good one.
Next time, make sure Taz can come in. I miss his laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Well, one last minute shout out, man, if you don't mind, real quick. Definitely. Sorry, guys. Aside from meeting all you guys, which is definitely definitely a perk in this community. How you guys said it, there's no time for dicks, even though sometimes I will admit I am kind of harsh, but so it's with good intentions. So there's definitely no ill will in that. But shout out to a couple hope you guys first and foremost. To my buddies in the Gundam Mosh Pit. If you guys don't follow the group, please do. A bunch of great builders out there. Corvero, Art by DV, Ohio Gundam Federation, just a couple of the guys there. Great people. GBA, obviously, Gunpla Builder Association, another great group. Team Helios, and just all the guys here right now, man. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
And then I'll just jump in for one more thing. Just thank you for everyone in the chat that has been watching. So like Witchy, Axthor.
Is Witchy still in there?
Yeah, Witchy's still there.
Could she lend her IG? How do I find her on IG? Just Witchy?
Witchy Shar, or on IG she's Playmo_Witch, I believe.
Cool. Definitely. No, but thanks for watching, and I have been reading comments. I've been trying to respond. George has been pretty good at taking care of that, but no, thank you guys. That's about all I had to say.
That's about it.
Right.
All righty. So we'll do it again next month, guys. Thank you so much for being part of this, and have a great night, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Night.